Hello, and welcome
to Sort of the Story.
I'm Janey.
And I'm Max.
And this is the podcast where we tell each other some fairy tales, some folk tales, some mythology.
Stories of all flavors.
Anything we want to talk about.
And also,
you are here. Wow, welcome. Guys, happy October.
Happy Spooktober.
It's spooky October.
I feel like I already introduced the portmanteau and then you extended it as though it needed explanation. I don't feel like it did.
It's spooky October.
Wow.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
Welcome to episode 142. Max, how are you feeling this October?
Hot.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to tell them what happened to us?
Hurricane Helene.
Oh, that saucy bitch. She came in and she slapped us right in the face.
Yep, she slapped us.
She slapped us.
Hurricane Helene hit us really hard. We lost most of our back fence and also our dumpster temporarily and some pieces of our house. It was very scary. We were out of power for like 4 days and it was like 85 degrees because we live in Georgia. And so we were very uncomfortable and had a very unpleasant time this weekend, but our power is back now and we're very grateful that things weren't worse and also that they are better now.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I have a video of what I think was a tornado actually hitting our house. Mm-hmm. And I was telling my therapist about it. And she's like, really, you think it was a tornado? She's like, I've heard they sound like a train. And I was like, this one sounded like a chainsaw. But yeah, it's kind of the same. She's like, well, that's a different sound. And I was like, are they? Different sounds, really, when it comes to tornadoes?
You tell me I can't take the midnight chainsaw going anywhere?
I'm leaving on the midnight chainsaw to Georgia, said
the
Hurricane
Texas
Helene.
Train killer.
And so I was like, well, do you want to, I was like, I have a video of it. And I showed her the video that I took that was just like me at, like, as soon as the power went off, I woke up because it was a huge silence. And then all of a sudden I started hearing the house shake. And so I was like filming at like just the dark room with my window. You see trees whipping back and forth and you hear this, and then it will like stop and then it goes again. It's like, like, and the whole house, everything vibrates in the video. And she's like, holy fuck. I was like, yeah. She's like, the worst part is you can hear it. Like, it sounds like chainsaws being twirled around in a tornado. Like, it's going around and it gets silent again. And then it hits your house again. And I was like, I know. Mm-hmm. It's pretty big when you think about it that way.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very scary. But everything is fine other than that. We have power, thankfully.
Yes.
Huge amounts of the East Coast still doesn't have power.
Yes. Probably, hopefully by the time this comes out, they will have power again.
Oh my god, this is coming out next week.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh, we got a really good excuse to clean out our fridge and freezer. So, you know.
Little blessings.
Little blessings.
Our fridge and freezer are so fucking clean right now.
There's like 2 things in them.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I'm going to spend so much money on groceries this week.
Don't overstock us.
I'm not going to overstock us. We just need like regular stuff.
Yeah, some stuff. Also, when you're hearing this is coming out on the 10th. I'm looking at the calendar behind you. Max's birthday is in 2 days. So
it's my birthday in 2 days.
Go on our Instagram and tell her happy birthday.
Yeah. Or if you want to get the message to me even fucking faster.
Oh my god, look at you with your goddamn segues.
You can join our Discord.
That's the sexiest thing you've ever done. Keep going.
I'm uncomfortable. You can join us on Discord for just $3 a month by joining us on Patreon. The link for that is in our show notes for this episode and every episode. For $3, you get access to the Discord, which is basically just a social media that's just for weirdos who we like. And you can be one of those weirdos for $3.
Yeah. We like you anyway, but we invite you now to come and be weirdos personally.
Yeah, join our weirdo cult, I guess. What? Scratch that.
Sort of the Story does not have a cult.
Or for $7 a month, you get access to a full-length bonus episode. That is a full-length, salty, sweet, and sour bonus episode every single month. You also get access to the back catalog of bonus episodes, and we got a bunch of them. So,
yeah, 20.
20
even.
20 even.
Yeah.
So yeah, come hang out with us. It'll be super fun, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah, and also if you want to give Max a birthday present, you can give her one for $7. That would be great.
Yeah, give me $7.
Also, go rate and review our podcast. For my birthday, I asked for ratings and reviews, and for Max's birthday, I'm asking for ratings and reviews.
You don't get to ask for stuff for my birthday.
Yeah, for Max's birthday, please give me 5 stars on Apple Podcast. Thank you. All right, Max. Well, we did a very long test, but most of it is going to end up on Patreon anyway, which, by the way, we have little bonus videos that every once in a while go out when I have the time to edit them.
Not videos, just audios.
They're also videos.
There are videos?
Well, they're in video format.
What does that mean?
I'll show you. Do you not check the Patreon?
No.
Guys, I checked the Patreon. Don't worry. I'll show you later.
Okay.
It's audio, but like in a video format.
Weird.
Not weird. Perfectly normal.
Weird and gross and fucked up.
Average.
And immoral and wrong.
Hey.
Wretched.
Oh my God. Wretched just sent a little pleasure chill through my body.
Ew.
I like it.
Again.
All right, guys. Well, Max,
Janey.
Excellent plug for the Patreon.
Thank you.
We are going to be telling some spooky stories today.
For Spooktober.
Yeah, obviously. For Spooktober. We wouldn't ever tell a spooky story otherwise. And you're going first today. Are you ready to tell me a tale?
I absolutely am.
Are you going to make me shiver in me timbers?
Here's hoping.
I'm so excited. All right, guys. We're going to have about a 1-second break, and then we'll be right back, and Max is going to make us quake. So first of all, I want to put out an apology for saying that you're going to make us all quake. I actually don't know if that's true, and also the connotations sound sexual.
They do sound sexual, and they are. So.
Okay. Oh, are you going to make us quake?
Maybe.
Guys, if you're going to make love later tonight, can you please ask your partner to make you quake? Just see how it goes. And when they're like, did you say quack? Smack them in the face.
That's gross and wrong.
Immoral.
Wretched. Let me tell you, a sexy little story that I got for you. I'm going to be putting my headless horseman in your Sleepy Hollow.
What's the headless horseman?
I don't know.
What's my Sleepy Hollow?
I don't know. We're both about to find out.
I'm quaking.
But from fear this time.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell one of my favorite stories from when I was a kid, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving.
Ooh.
Sleepy.
Oh.
No, that's spooky. Oh, yeah, okay.
Honk shoo. Am I closer?
Do it okay.
All right.
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, sometimes known as The Headless Horseman, was written in 1820 by Washington Irving. It was written by Washington Irving in a book called The Sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon. Okay. And you might be saying, The Sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon, isn't it by Washington Irving? Yes.
Is his pseudonym Geoffrey Crayon?
Yes, it is. His pseudonym is Geoffrey Crayon. And within that, there is a story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which Geoffrey Crayon came across in the notes of the deceased Diedrich Knickerbocker. Also, Washington Irving.
What? Why does that motherfucker need so many aliases? Also, we talk about this a lot, but doesn't the word Jeffrey sound so modern?
It does. If it helps, it's GEO.
Oh, that does help.
Yeah.
Well, now I think he's attractive and rich.
You hear that, Jeffs?
Jeffs. Oh, I dated a Jeff once.
Ew.
Yeah. I accidentally exacerbated his OCD and he had to leave New York for
right.
good. Joke's on me, though, because 10 years later, I had a lot of OCD troubles. So
yeah, it's like a mummy curse, but...
Yeah, I got mummy cursed by OCD Jeff. That's my bad, Jeff. If you're listening to this, that was my bad.
Can you imagine if someone did to you right now what you did to Jeff?
Well, okay, to be fair, this sounds like I was a menace. I was not
were not a menace.
I was not a menace. He was in the midst of a crisis, and I didn't notice. I didn't recognize the crisis for what it was. God, I'm already on a tangent. And he was washing his bed sheets like every single morning and having a panic attack about it. And he was on a dorm bed. And when his bed sheets were off his bed, I went and sat on his dorm mattress, which was just a plastic thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, don't sit on that. And I was like, don't sit on that. And he's like, sorry. I mean, don't sit on that. You can't sit on that. It doesn't have bed sheets on it. And I was like, don't sit on this. And I proceeded to roll around on it. And he proceeded to cry. And then he never came back from Thanksgiving break. And that is my bad. He's like, my girlfriend is forever unclean. The further away I get from this, the more ridiculous it sounds. At the time, I was like, wow. He thinks I'm forever unclean. I was very offended by it.
Are you sure it wasn't that he thought his bed was forever unclean because you were unclean to begin with?
Well, he would let me in the bed with his sheets on it.
Yeah,
so.
but the sheets protect the bed. From you.
But nobody was protecting him from me.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Jeff, fucking call me. Now I got a new thing to be mad about.
So, classic Jeff Crayon found a record from his good old friend, deceased, Diedrich Knickerbocker. Both of them are Washington Irving. A couple of other names Washington Irving used.
Oh my god.
Jonathan Oldstyle.
Jonathan Oldstyle.
Lancelot Langstaff.
Oh, that's a bad one. That's a porn name if I've ever heard one.
Will Wizard.
That's a porn name.
Diedrich Knickerbocker, Jeffrey Crayon.
All of these are pretty good porn names, to be honest.
Jeffrey Crayon. Jeffrey Crayon. That porn is insensitive and did not age well. He also had one book that he wrote under... It's the Chronicle of the Conquest of Granada, which is a history of Granada in Spain.
Yeah.
And I think he was worried that a man named Washington Irving wouldn't be trusted as a source on the history of Spain. So he wrote it under the pen name Fray Antonio Agapida.
It's better than my head. I was like, Washington Ole.
That's a Discord name if ever I've heard one.
Hey, if anybody wants to take Washington Ole, you go for it.
Washington Ola.
Washington, hello.
Washington, yoo-hoo.
There's so many different...
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
If anybody wants to take any of the Washingtons, start a club.
In the sketchbook of Jeffrey Crayon, from the sketchbook of The sketchbook of Jeffrey Crayon, comma, Gentleman is the full title.
Oh.
From the notes of Diedrich Knickerbocker, we have two stories, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Rip Van Winkle. Also a very famous story.
Yeah.
They were published in the same book at the same time by the same guy under
That's not like the origin of
tertiary pseudonym. Yes, it is.
That's the origin of Rip Van Winkle is fucking Jeffrey Crayon.
Yes.
Jeffrey Crayon would be such a fucking good drag name.
That might be your drag name.
Drag queens, please. Somebody be Jeffrey Crayon.
Did you have a question?
Just the sketchbook of Jeffrey Crayon, gentleman.
Comma, gentleman. Incidentally, Diedrich Knickerbocker, in order to drum up publicity for one of his books, Washington Irving wrote to a bunch of newspapers and was like, hey, the esteemed scholar Diedrich Knickerbocker has disappeared, and if you guys don't solve his disappearance, I'm going to release the last manuscript that he was working on, which will cause some people to be very upset.
That's such a good way to drum up publicity.
Yeah, and then it turned out that Diedrich Knickerbocker was not real, and it was the pen name that he was using to write his book, and then he sold 1 million copies of his book.
I'm really sad.
Yes.
Because you said Diedrich, and I heard Deirdre. And I thought Deirdre Knickerbocker was the old British lady.
It's also a really good drag name.
Deirdre Knickerbocker?
Yeah. Like a Nanny McPhee drag queen.
Guys, where are all the Nanny McPhee drag queens out there?
But Diedrich Knickerbocker was said to be from Brooklyn.
Oh.
I believe. I'm walking here. And Knickerbocker became a term for people from Brooklyn. And a lot of people in Brooklyn, especially young boys, were wearing these shorts that ended just below the knees.
Yeah.
And that's where the term Knickerbocker comes from, as like pants.
Jesus Christ, Washington Irving was a fucking trendsetter.
For real. Also, incidentally, the New York Knicks is a shortened form of the New York Knickerbockers.
They are the Headless Horsemen.
No.
Yes.
No.
Or they are the Jeffrey Crayons. For April Fools, they should come out all dressed as... For April Fools, all of them should come out dressed as crayons.
Nobody would get that joke except for you and me.
And everyone listening to this
The New York
podcast.
Knicks coming out dressed as crayons.
And doing
Everyone's
basketball.
like, wow. What?
And doing basketball real good. And anytime anyone's like, why are you guys doing this? They just say, Jeffrey Crayon, bitch! And then they dunk.
Jeffrey Crayon does sound like a character from, like, some kind of, like, Nathan For You sketch or something like that. Like,
Yes.
I think you should leave.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, bye. So, 1820, Washington Irving publishes the sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon, Gentleman, which includes The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Rip Van Winkle. Both of these stories have their roots in much, much older stories, but this is the first time that these names or specific characteristics are attributed to them.
Okay.
So, Rip Van Winkle has a lot of parallels in a lot of different mythologies, but this is the first time that he has the name Rip Van Winkle.
Okay.
The same with The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, the first time it's associated with Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow is a real place.
Oh.
It's in New York. It's along the Hudson River. It's right near a town called Tarrytown. I'm just going to launch right into the story.
I mean, it's about goddamn time. If I wasn't going on 10-minute long tangents at a time, we would have been through it already.
This story, the frame is that Geoffrey Crayon found this story in the papers of the late Diedrich Knickerbocker. Again, neither of them real people.
Yeah.
Both of them are Washington Irving.
Washington Irving might be my hero. This
Yeah.
is all so fucking good. This is so Agatha Christie.
Kind of.
It's very Agatha Christie of him.
He did give them all, like, weird and specific, like, writing voices and everything.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me feel like he maybe should have gotten, like, a hobby or something.
Maxie had a hobby.
Maybe a different one.
He had a very elaborate hoax-like hobby. This guy is my hero.
So the story begins explaining that there is a town in New York called Tarrytown.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Tarrytown, people say, because when the men go into Tarrytown for the Sunday service and for the market, they tend to tarry because it was the only pub in the area for a long ways around. So it was the place where they would go to Tarrytown.
All right.
A little bit north of Tarrytown is an area called Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow is described as one of the quietest places in the whole world. And this isn't like quiet like nothing happens. It's like unearthly quiet.
Mm.
Tarrytown is described as being like a regular small, like predominantly Dutch settler area in New York, mostly farmland, very close-knit community and everything. Really, really beautiful, like the Hudson Valley area and everything. Sleepy Hollow, just a little bit to the north, is eerie.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always tell when someone is from Sleepy Hollow because they have something of like a dreaminess to them. They move through the world a little bit differently. They are like much more prone to belief in the supernatural or the ethereal and everything. The people of Sleepy Hollow will tell stories that people will interpret as like a fable.
Mm-hmm.
And the people of Sleepy Hollow will insist that it is a true and real thing that happened.
Reminds me of all the old fae stories from England.
Yeah, it's definitely like a sort of like an ephemeral place of like, if there is a place where the veil is thin.
Yeah.
It's Sleepy Hollow. And this is heightened by the fact that Sleepy Hollow is itself a valley. And it has a wide brook that goes through the valley and huge canopies of dark, straight trees. And there's lots of good hunting in the area because there are lots of animals. But it's also like the trees make it so it's a little bit dark even in the daytime. And at night it is dead silent and impossibly dark. There are like weird sounds that you can hear in the woods and everything. And especially in Tarrytown, people who go from Tarrytown into the woods outside of Sleepy Hollow find it very, very unsettling because, when you grow up around the woods, you get used to certain sounds that are not inherently recognizable to people who don't grow up around the woods. And there are sometimes when the woods make a sound and you don't know what it is, and there is something that tells you you don't need to know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Sleepy Hollow is just sort of the like slightly eerier, more secluded neighbor of Tarrytown. The story describes Sleepy Hollow is a dreamy and haunted place. Stars shoot and meteors glare oftener across the valley than in any other part of the country. So it's just like a little bit more fantastical than other places.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, I want to go there really badly. It's a real place.
I bet when we go today, though, there's going to be like McDonald's and like highways and shit.
I'm picturing Salem specifically from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. That's not
Or in
what
real
it's
life.
going to be, though. It's just going to be like, there's no place in America that's whimsical anymore. Change my mind. Invite us to your home.
Show us the meaning of whimsy by inviting us into your home and getting rid of all of your iron.
Invite us into your home and don't bring any garlic inside. Regular water only. Promise.
One of the stories that comes out of Sleepy Hollow is the story of this ghost of a man on horseback.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a head. They call him the Headless Horseman. Some people say that he was a Hessian trooper who was in the Revolutionary War. People don't know which battle, but he was here for the Revolutionary War, and he was hit by a cannonball in the head, and it carried his head off. And some people say that his body is buried at the old English churchyard up on the hill, but they couldn't find his head. So they say that the reason why his ghost still roams around is because it's still looking for its head.
Yeah.
People see him riding at night out along the roads and through the woods, presumably to look for his head. And then when people see him returning just before dawn, it is at a dead sprint running towards the churchyard on his horse, galloping towards the churchyard.
Mm-hmm.
The idea being like this, like especially kind of a Christian belief that like at sunrise, evil things disappear.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get back to the churchyard before dawn comes. This is the story in Sleepy Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Also in Sleepy Hollow is a school teacher named Ichabod Crane. And the story says that this is a very, very appropriate name for this man.
Mm-hmm.
He is very crane-like. He is very tall and like stringy. He has big ears and big eyes and sort of a nervous, like mouse-ish expression. Super long, dangly limbs.
Just
and
a
like,
fucking Tim Burton character.
Exactly. 100% a Tim Burton character. He's got like big feet, big hands, so skinny. No matter how small the clothes he wears are, they still like billow around him constantly. And he is a little bit exotic in Tarrytown because he's from the far-off land of Connecticut.
What? Get out of here.
I know. Tell me everything.
Have you seen the Johnny Depp Sleepy Hollow?
Not in a very long time.
We should rewatch it. I've rewatched it in the last couple of years, and it's fucking fantastic. The vibes are immaculate.
Yeah, I really want to rewatch it, especially after doing all this research.
Yeah. Christina Ricci looks gorgeous, and it's the prettiest she's ever looked, which is annoying, because somehow she also pulls off blonde hair.
Infuriating.
Mm-hmm.
So Ichabod Crane is a school teacher who came from Connecticut, and he likes to say that he decided to tarry in Tarrytown.
He likes that?
Yeah, that's his little joke that he does.
That's his favorite thing to say.
Yep. He has like these exaggerated features. He's very slim, big hands, big feet, giant head, huge ears, big eyes, spindly long neck.
Stop, I get it. I'll give him my number.
The story says, like a scarecrow eloped from a cornfield.
You know, I am making fun of it, but I've been in love with people who look exactly like that.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
He's a school teacher. There's a small school on the outside of, like, out by the woods outside of town that is built of logs, and they have kind of itinerant teachers that come through and teach the kids and then move on to other occupations, or they move on to other towns, or they die, or they leave, or anything happens. But there's like a schoolhouse, and then whenever there's a teacher in town, the teacher teaches at the schoolhouse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty weird.
So the kids don't have regular classes?
No. It's just if they can get a teacher to stay in town, basically. Which honestly doesn't seem that bad. Because you have to treat your teachers right, or you won't get teached.
Yeah, hear that? The kids that aren't allowed to listen? Treat your teachers right.
Or you won't get teached.
You're not going to get teached.
So there's this old log schoolhouse that he teaches in, and the kids are used to a very like disciplinarian teacher, and he does discipline them, but he's much kinder than any of his predecessors. He very much believes that, you know, cruelty needs to be disciplined, but at the same time, you know, he absolutely takes no joy in it whatsoever, and he specifically like he has a lot more patience for the littler kids who are weaker and that kind of thing. And also at the end of the day, like he'll walk all the kids home. The big ones, little ones, all of them.
Oh my God.
And this is in part because it means that he gets to like talk to their parents, and sometimes like they'll give him dinner or something like that. But also just because, you know, he's a good teacher. He wants to hang out with the kids. Every week, he moves from one house to another. So basically, all of the farmers who send their kids to the school, they take turns weekly putting him up. So he will lodge and in one house for a week and then move to the next house.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, for sure. And he just carries this little like cloth bundle of his very few earthly possessions from place to place. But at the same time, it does mean that he gets to meet all of the different families, which also incidentally means that he knows all of the gossip. So people are always really excited to talk to him about like what's going on in the town. The women of Sleepy Hollow also love him, especially the moms.
Beloved by moms.
Because he does have a little bit of the gossip.
Yeah.
And he's also very well educated. He is very refined, and he has read several books. So
wow.
They're always very thrilled to have him spend time around their kids, thinking that some of his learnedness will rub off on them.
Gather round the campfire, children, while Ichabod Crane tells you about A Court of Thorns and Roses. The first 3 books only. The 4th book is quite spicy.
Oh.
Chapter 1.
He is also somewhat of a pillar of the community in that he leads the choir, the singing group, and he instructs a lot of people in their singing because he himself has a very powerful singing voice, which isn't to say that it's a good singing voice. Again, he's like this very weedy looking guy, and he has a very nasally but booming voice that can be
power
heard.
Is good, Max.
Yeah. He's got this super loud voice that you can hear like a mile away when he sings in the church house and everything. It's just this like he has the most powerful voice, and people say that you can hear him coming from the next town and everything like that, which they're very excited about. Like he teaches their kids how to sing and everything. And he's very good at teaching them. He often talks about his favorite book, which is Cotton Mather's History of New England Witchcraft.
Cotton Mather's, the guy from The Crucible.
Yeah. The history of New England witchcraft is the story of the like Salem witch trials and everything.
Also, you talk a lot about Cotton Mather's is it our 2nd episode where you talked about the
Witch of Fife?
No. It's our 2nd episode ever. The one where you talk about the phantasmal time travelers.
Yes.
You talk about Cotton Mather's a lot because he wrote one of the books.
Yeah, he was one of the people who put forward the ideas that led to like the Salem witch trials and things like that. He was very much a puritanical anti-witchcraft person, but his history of New England witchcraft is a lot of stories about like one time I heard that there was it's kind of like a serial like pulp kind of thing of like I heard that there was a witch in this town, and then I went and I figured out it was a witch because of all this stuff that she did. It's kind of like a story of all of his exploits in like, you know, sniffing out witches and like all the fucked up stuff he did to them and everything, and you know. But this is one of his favorite books, and he reads and rereads it. It seems like he's not necessarily interested in like the puritanical nature of it. He's more interested in the stories themselves. Yeah. The other thing to know about Ichabod Crane is that while he was a very, very skinny, weedy boy, he eats so much all the time. What is the line? It said that he has the dilation of appetite of an anaconda, where he could basically just unhinge his jaw and eat massive amounts of food. And he's always like, he's absolutely someone who is like driven by food. Yeah. He cares very much about like teaching his children and like being a part of the community, but he would throw it all away for snacks. This is important to know about Ichabod Crane. Another thing to know about him, kind of related to his favorite book being Cotton Mather's History of New England Witchcraft, is that he loves scary stories. This is another thing that makes moms love him, because he will spend the night, like he won't spend the night, but he'll spend evenings like gathered around the fire with all the women while they like spin and sew and knit and everything, and they'll just tell each other scary stories. And he'll tell them scary stories from far exotic Connecticut. And, like, but he's like one of the girls. They like sit around, gossip, tell each other ghost stories.
I love him.
Yeah. But he also always, when he like finishes up with this little like sewing circle goss, he always has to go home to wherever he's staying, and that usually means walking across town in the dark. Yeah. After he's just heard a bunch of scary stories. And he gets so scared every time. He's so excited to hear scary stories, and then as soon as he leaves like the fireside, he becomes so jumpy, and he's like, he jumps out of his skin at the slightest sound. Like a bird will take flight somewhere nearby and he will fully shit his pants.
Same.
Yeah. Honestly. So he gets very, very jumpy after he's had like these scary stories and everything. But he still always comes back for more scary stories. Yeah. Also relatable. A lot of times when he's walking home at night alone, he will use his like loud, jolly kind of singing voice to scare away the fear. So he'll just like sing out loud to himself to drown out any like sounds that might scare him.
See, I would have the opposite inclination. Be as quiet as possible so nothing comes to you.
Yeah. But so people, like, sometimes they'll hear him walking past their house late at night and just singing, and they'll know that it's him on his way home.
Mm-hmm.
And then the story says, he would have passed a pleasant life of it, in despite of the devil and all his works. So foregoing any kind of, you know, he wasn't on the road to ruin or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
In despite of the devil and all his works, if his path had not been crossed by a being that causes more perplexity to a mortal man than ghosts, goblins, and the whole race of witches put together. And that was a woman.
Ah! Woo!
Right?
Here she comes. Christine? Am I making that up?
Christina
Here she
Van
comes.
Tassel.
Looking gorgeous as fuck.
Also a
Christina
great
Ricci.
drag queen name.
Christina Van Tassel. Oh, Christina Van Tassel.
Really good. And Christina Van Tassel is the love of every boy's heart in the entire village. She is the eldest of her siblings, and she is plump and rosy and bubbly, and she's quick-witted. And it certainly doesn't hurt that her dad is one of the wealthiest farmers in the area. He has a huge like farmland and barn to his name, which also means that like if you marry her, not only do you get
Now you have a
her
huge farmland to your name.
exactly, but she has so many suitors. Literally everyone is trying to marry Christina Van Tassel.
Yeah.
And she turns all of them away. She's dismissive to the point of being almost rude.
Yeah.
Because she has options.
Because she can be.
Yeah. Many men have come and proposed to her, and many of them, all of them, have been turned down. She's also described in the story as a coquette, which is an old-timey term for
Coquette.
a flirt.
Flirt. Yeah.
So lots of men will like get their hopes up about her, and then they'll be like, so should we finally do this? And she's like, no.
I was just being nice. Ever heard of it?
Do you really think I would marry you? So she's like she's a little bit of a flirt, which again, it is absolutely her right to be. She's very well off. And
Yeah. Also, she's probably just being nice.
yeah.
Right.
Seems not unlikely. But Ichabod Crane sets his sights on her.
Uh-oh.
For a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
But the main thing that he has to worry about now is, in addition to the leagues of suitors that are pursuing Christina Van Tassel, there is one that stands out from all the rest.
Biff Biffington.
Close.
Oh my gosh.
Abraham Van Brunt.
Who, Brunt? You know exactly what kind of person he is.
Which, in the Dutch tradition, Abraham is shortened to Bram. So his name is Bram Van Brunt. And he is a very strong and rambunctious and mischievous and burly man.
I kind of like him.
I'm gonna read you the description because I kind of like him too.
Yeah.
Which has earned him the title of Brom Bones.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? I'm gonna...
Ooh, go with him, girl.
Honestly, for sure. For sure. Brom Van Brunt, the hero of the country road, which rang with his feats of strength and hardihood. He was broad-shouldered and double-jointed. Fun. With short, curly black hair and a bluff but not unpleasant countenance, having a mingled air of fun and arrogance. That's
he
my
sounds
type.
hot as shit.
That's my type.
That is your type. That's exactly your type.
From his Herculean frame and great powers of limb, he had achieved the nickname of Brom Bones, by which he was universally known. He was famed for great knowledge and skill in horsemanship, being as dexterous on horseback as a Tartar.
Well, that's because he was double-jointed.
He was foremost at all races and cockfights, and with the ascendancy which bodily strength always acquires in rustic life, was the umpire in all disputes, setting his hat on one side and giving his decisions with an air and tone that admitted no gainsay or appeal. So whenever there's a fight, Brom Bones settles it.
Good. Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Final word goes to Brom Bones.
He was always ready for either a fight or a frolic, but had more mischief than ill will in his composition, and with all his overbearing roughness, there was a strong dash of waggish good humor at bottom. Listen.
There's nothing negative about him so far, except for the cockfighting.
Yeah.
But that's the sign of the times.
Yeah. But, like, he's kind of like he's like a little bit of a tough guy with a heart of gold.
Yeah. He's mischievous. He doesn't really have, doesn't seem like he has malicious intent anywhere. He doesn't seem to be throwing his weight around, like,
No.
aggressively.
It also says, so he has his, like, a couple of guys who like love him and hang out with him all the time.
Yeah.
And there's stories of people, they'll hear like a cacophony outside at night, and it will be like just a bunch of people like goofing.
Yeah.
In the yard.
Yeah.
And they're like, Brom Bones and his boys. They'll do like goofy stuff in the middle of, like, they'll get a little bit drunk and then they'll just like, I don't know, like Fight Club in the backyard and laugh. And everyone's kind of like, Brom Bones. But he never does anything bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's never like he's like destroying property or anything.
Yeah, that's what a guy have hobbies.
Yeah. He's just hanging out and having a good time with his boys. The story says, when any madcap prank or rustic brawl occurred in the vicinity, always shook their heads and warranted Brom Bones was at the bottom of it. So he's like a little prankster.
Little scamp.
He's a little scamp.
Yeah.
Big scamp.
A scallywag.
Yeah. Brom Bones has also set his sights on Katrina Van Tassel, at which point most of the other suitors kind of gave up because he is, again, the strongest, coolest, funniest guy in town. And he's also a wealthy landowner himself.
He's a match for her.
Yes. And as soon as they start seeing, he has a horse named Daredevil, who is like a very ill-tempered horse because he specifically only likes ill-tempered animals.
Yeah.
Because he gets along with them best.
Aww.
Listen.
Yeah. Yeah, Brom Bones sounds great.
Yeah. So he has his horse Daredevil, and whenever people see Daredevil tied to the post outside of Christina Van Tassel's house, they're kind of like, shit, like, time to move on, I guess. One of the only people who doesn't give up is Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, but he's from Connecticut.
He's from Connecticut.
So he's also got things going for him.
Yeah. It says that a stronger man might have shrunk from the competition and a wiser man would have despaired. So he's not strong or smart, but he is determined.
Yeah.
And this is not because he has any particular love for Katrina Van Tassel. He does think she's very pretty, and he enjoys the time that he spends with her. But what he's more interested in is what she stands to inherit, which is, again, her father's very large farm. And it tells the story of, like, the first time that he went over to the Van Tassel farm. And he went over there as, like, a singing teacher to Katrina. And he, like, walked onto the farm, and he sees all of these, like, ducks and chickens and pigs and everything running around, and, like, someone's bringing in the harvest of corn, and he fully does the cartoon thing of, like, he sees ducks running around, and he just sees, like, a roast duck in a pile of mashed potatoes with gravy.
Oh, no, because he loves food.
He's, like, looking around, and he's, like, just his mouth is watering, looking at all, he's like, I would never have a hungry winter again. Yeah. I would have the most sumptuous feasts every day of the year. Not to mention, I would be so wealthy and I wouldn't have to be a school teacher anymore.
That's the dream, Ichabod.
Honestly. So, more than any kind of affection that he feels for Katrina, he's hungry.
Katrina, you're just a ham with legs for me.
So he sets his sights on Katrina Van Tassel, and he's, again, a very respected member of the community. He's able to come see her as often as he likes in his capacity as her singing teacher. And again, as a very respected man. Her father really likes him. So he kind of has, like, free reign. And Brom Bones is not thrilled about this.
Yeah.
And he, a couple of times, makes moves as though to fight Ichabod Crane. Which Ichabod Crane, acknowledging that he is a very small...
Yeah.
weak man.
Wisp of a man.
He does not respond to this because he knows he will lose. Yeah. So he dismisses any kind of challenge from Brom Bones. And eventually Brom is left with sort of nothing that he can do besides just, like, secretly fuck with Ichabod Crane. Because, like, he's not gonna, like, hit someone who isn't going to purchase it. Like, it would look very bad if he tried to do anything public to Ichabod Crane or, like, tried to incite a duel or a fight or whatever. It would be considered very uncouth. It would ruin any chance he has with Katrina. So he and his boys sneak around and do a bunch of pranks.
Yeah.
They stuff a bunch of, like, old mildewed cloth in the chimney of the schoolhouse, and they light a fire so that when Ichabod Crane opens the door in the morning, just this huge waft of smoke comes out at him because the chimney is stopped up, so the whole schoolhouse just fills with smoke overnight. It doesn't, like, set it on fire or anything. It's just unpleasant.
Yeah, that's not good.
They sneak into the schoolhouse at night and they turn everything upside down, which...
Hilarious. That's like Jim putting Dwight's stapler in Jell-O.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... this. The way that the story phrases it, it could be like, oh, they just knock everything over. But it's specific. It says, like, they turn every piece of furniture topsy-turvy. And I prefer to believe that they just turn everything, like, entirely upside down, undamaged. Yeah. Because that's hilarious to me.
That's a much better prank.
Yeah.
That's a prank. That's
a
not
prank
just vandalism.
Yeah, and it also makes Ichabod Crane think that he's been cursed by witches.
Ichabod Crane is a really good drag name.
That is really good. He also intercedes on one of Ichabod's singing lessons with Katrina.
Yeah.
And he's like, Katrina, you need to kick this man out of your house. He doesn't have the talent to teach you a thing. I've brought you a new teacher. And he brings this old basset hound in, who he has trained to whine on command. So he brings this dog in, has the dog sit down, and then the dog is like, and he's like, see? Infinitely better. You can leave, Mr. Crane. Which is a great prank.
Marry him.
He's so funny.
Marry him.
It's such a good prank.
Yeah, no, he's fun.
I like him so much.
Yeah.
So this kind of contest goes on for a while. Ichabod, meanwhile, focuses all of his attentions on just being around Katrina as much as possible.
Yeah.
And there's not much that Brom can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
One day, Ichabod Crane is in his little schoolhouse teaching, and he receives an invitation to the Van Tassels' home for their annual quilting frolic, which is just a big fucking party.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, the Dutch
yeah,
have to make it about crafts.
Yeah, gotta be about crafts.
Yeah. But there's this huge party that's going to be at the Van Tassels' house. He gets his invitation, like, day of, and he rushes through the rest of the lesson, like, all of the boys. He's like, okay, read faster. Faster? Okay, great. And we're gonna, all right, and we're done. And everybody go outside and go home, and we're done. Goodbye. They're let out of school a full hour early.
Yeah.
Ichabod Crane takes the interim time to fix himself up. He has a little, like, broken mirror at the back of the schoolhouse, and he puts on, like, a long kind of dusty black coat that is the only coat that he owns. Mm-hmm. And he, like, fixes his hair and everything. And then he goes to his landlord at the time, like the person who was putting him up, whose name is Hans Van Ripper.
I wonder if he's a bad guy.
He's not, but what a name.
A really intense name.
Hans Van Ripper. He goes to his landlord, Hans Van Ripper, and he asks if he can borrow Van Ripper's old workhorse to ride to the party, to sort of give himself a little bit more of a stately air.
Yeah.
Hans Van Ripper gives him his old workhorse, whose name is Gunpowder.
Oh, Gunpowder, away!
He's got cataracts. Yeah. He is skinny. He's like missing teeth and stuff.
Poor thing, don't climb on his back. His back hurts.
It does say, though, that he still has the spirit of a young foal. He's like got he's a little scamp.
He's the Dick Van Dyke of horses.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah.
Aw. So Ichabod Crane borrows Gunpowder from Hans Van Ripper, and he rides him to this quilting rager. It's described as being quite a sight to see Ichabod Crane riding this old workhorse, because this horse is, like, small.
Yeah.
Doesn't really move gracefully necessarily. And Ichabod Crane Van Ripper is not a large man.
Yeah.
And Ichabod Crane is very, very tall.
Yeah.
So Van Ripper lent him his Sunday saddle and told him not to fuck with anything. Like, well, you know when someone borrows your car and you're like, don't adjust the seat? He's like, don't mess with anything in the saddle. So Ichabod Crane is riding this horse, and he's got, like, his knees up by his ears in the stirrups and everything. And he's got his arms way out to the side to hold the reins. So he's just, like, scrunched up on top of this horse. And people say it looks a lot like if, like, some kind of large seabird was trying to ride a horse.
Like a spider cricket.
Yeah. And he rides to the Van Tassels, and all along the way he's riding past farms, and he sees a harvest of apples and corn, and he smells buckwheat that is ripening in the fields, and the sound of bees buzzing in a nearby hive, and he thinks about, like, the honey and everything, and he's just thinking about food literally the entire ride there. He finally gets to the Van Tassels, and the house is packed.
Yeah.
Loud club music is playing. There's lasers.
Hold on.
Party Rock is in the house tonight.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand it before. I get it now. Thank you.
Yeah. But everyone in town is here.
Yeah.
And most of them are gathered around Brom Bones, who is telling them a story.
Yeah.
And Brom Bones is kind of holding court here. Everybody loves to hear his stories. Everybody, like, some people think he's a scamp, but they still kind of like him in spite of themselves. Most people just regular like him.
Yeah.
And he has his horse Daredevil tied to the post at the entrance to the Van Tassel house. The story then says, like, yeah, everyone was there. The moms, the dads, the babes. All the buxom babes were there, wearing their, like, lowest cut pinafores.
Oh my god, sluts!
Yeah, and they, like, there's, like, 3 sentences that very clearly allude to, like, boobs. And they're, like, just boobs everywhere. It's just, like, they're dancing.
You know what? I did learn this in my English lit class, that Washington Irving was the first person to use the term mommy milkers.
Yep.
So... I didn't realize that would come up in Sleepy Hollow. I thought that would be one of Jeffrey Cran's other works. I was confident that was from Rip Van Winkle. But I guess Mommy Milkers is from Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
These mommy milkmaids. And the story's like, there were so many babes. Babes as far as the eye could see. Mm-hmm. Just babes everywhere. Big booby babes.
Big
everywhere you
booby
look.
babes.
Everywhere you look. Boobies, babes.
Big booby babe is a good Discord.
And then it says, but listen, Ichabod Crane, he's not interested in things like that. He's interested in, first of all, the minds of people.
Ichabod Crane is an ass man, and everyone knows that.
He really wants to, he looks around and he sees his community, and he sees all the people he can't wait to talk to, and he doesn't care about those big old titties.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. What he really cares about, though, is all the snacks. There are whole tables that are filled with all different kinds of, like, cakes and pies.
Ichabod
and
Crane
stews
might have a tapeworm.
He probably does.
He might have a problem. He should not be this skinny and also this ravenous all the time.
Oh my god, literally all he thinks about is food. But he looks over the tables and his eyes, like, widen and he starts drooling.
God, I love him so much.
And they're like, listen, he doesn't care about the boobs. He only cares about the snacks.
Yeah.
And he immediately tucks into food and has a great time. Mm-hmm. After he's eaten, a small band strikes up and people start dancing. And it just so happens that in addition to being a very powerful singer, he's also a very powerful dancer. Again, not necessarily a good dancer, but a very powerful one.
He's all limbs.
He is absolutely all limbs. The way that his dancing is described in the story, it's described in a very complimentary way, where they're like, his body moves like crazy. Like you wouldn't even believe.
He's got the fastest elbows in the land. Oh, God.
But they're like, people have never seen anyone move the way that he moves.
His hips make shapes. Oh, they make shapes.
Is that an isosceles triangle?
He's spelling something. The alphabet? With his ass. A, B, C.
He's got 1 foot doing the alphabet, 1 foot counting to 100. And both of his arms are whistling Dixie.
Both hands flush against the ceiling, and he's wiggling.
Ichabod Crane, the first recorded instance of crumping.
Party rocking in the house. C, D, E, F, G. Look at that ass move. Go, Ichabod, go. You know, some people say the way you dance is the way you make love. That's true. We need to get him out of here. He's gonna bring the house down.
So he's a dancing fool, and everyone steps back to watch him do his amazing dance. And they all applaud.
Yeah, because he's the one that taught them how to do the alphabet. So.
Everyone is thrilled to see his amazing dance, and they all give him lots of space because they're so excited to see it, and not because they're afraid of all of his limbs. And at one point, Katrina's the only person left on the dance floor, and the two of them are just dancing at each other.
She's just as wild. She's matching his freak. Good for you, Katrina.
They're just doing the Running Man at each other. And he's like, wow, this is the best night ever. I got so much dinner, and now I'm dancing with my crush. Everyone thinks I'm so cool.
Yeah.
And he's feeling pretty.
He's feeling pretty.
He's feeling pretty.
Good for him.
So he does his dance with Katrina, and then after the dance sort of dissipates, he goes and he finds her father, Mr. Van Tassel, and he's sitting with like a group of other older men, and they're just sitting around telling stories. And Ichabod Crane very quickly melds into this, and the rest of the party like slowly joins this circle of people telling stories. Mm-hmm. The people from Tarrytown are all telling kind of the same like old stories that they've always told. A lot of them are stories like, well, this person was trying to cheat me at the market, and I stopped them.
I stabbed them in the head, which is legal.
And then the folks from Sleepy Hollow start to kind of loosen up and tell a couple of stories. And their stories are more of the supernatural bent. They tell stories about like various ghosts and creatures of the forest that they have seen or almost seen.
So the ghost of this man who I stabbed in the head tried to rob me at the supermarket.
Sometimes, if you listen to the wind, you can still hear him saying, "It says you'll honor competitor coupons."
Refund.
What do you mean the coupons expired? But they start telling their ghost stories, and things sort of get a little spookier. A lot of the younger kids like leave to go home. It's very dark at this point. They're all sitting around the fire. And inevitably, as the story turns to ghosts, and there's like the story of like a woman in white who froze in the snow, and you can like still hear her crying out in the dead of winter and everything. Mm-hmm. These kind of stories come up, and inevitably the talk turns to the Headless Horseman.
Yeah. I forgot about him.
Hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was having such a fun time with Ichabod and the gang. Forgot there's a Headless Horseman.
And the first story someone tells is about a man named Old Brower, who's an older man. He's not at the party, but
I would hope so.
Yeah, it would be really rude if he wasn't. Old Brower, like, lives in the town, but he's not at the party, and someone's like, well, you know, like, speaking of the Headless Horseman, Old Brower told me a story that happened to him one time. And apparently, Old Brower, who was himself, like, a very stern skeptic, anytime anyone would talk about, like, the ghosts of Sleepy Hollow or anything like that, he would say that they were being ridiculous, and there was no such thing as ghosts. But he was walking down the road one night when a Headless Horseman rode up to him and offered him his hand. And Old Brower, seeing no alternative, took his hand. Yeah. And the horseman hoisted him up on the back of his horse and rode along the road. Mm-hmm. They rode until they got close to the old English church on the hill. Mm-hmm. And right at the outside of the churchyard and the graveyard that's attached, there's this brook that sort of circles the church on both sides. Mm-hmm. And there's this old wooden bridge that goes over the brook, basically into the churchyard. Yeah. And so Old Brower rode with the horseman to this bridge. And he said that as they were crossing the bridge, the horseman turned skeletal. And they got like partway across the bridge, and then the horse like reared up, like it balked, like it had been like scared by something, or like it couldn't proceed further. Yeah. And the horseman took Old Brower and threw him to the side on the side of the road, and then rode into the sky.
Wow. What a dick. Why did he do that? Mm. Was the church on his way? Was he trying to give him a lift? Mm. Okay.
My theory is that I'll tell you my theory later.
That's where his head is buried.
Yes. Well, people say that his body is buried in the churchyard, and that his head was blown off by a cannonball, and so he's searching for his head. Okay. I think.
All right.
They tell this story about Old Brower, and then Brom Bones, who has recently come to the campfire, says that he's got a story about the horseman himself. And Brom Bones tells this story where he was riding his horse, Daredevil, home late one night, and he encountered another horseman on the road. This was a horseman all in black, riding a black horse that was impossibly fast. And he says that this horseman tried to like race him down the road. And he says that they made a deal to race, and they said that the winner would get a bowl of punch. Okay. Probably alcoholic punch.
What?
Yeah. So this horseman, which Brom Bones quickly realizes has no head, and he's not worried about that because he's Brom fucking Bones.
Yeah.
The two of them race down the road, and in spite of all the odds against him, right, Brom Bones and Daredevil start to pull ahead.
Yeah. The horseman flips him off because that wasn't funny. Rude.
So even against this, like, enchanted, they call it, like, a goblin horse of, like, this, like, phantom horse of a devil, Daredevil is still faster and still starts to win. And Brom Bones pulls ahead, and just as he is, like, a full length ahead of this horseman, he crosses the path into the churchyard, and he looks behind him to see the horseman, and he watches the horseman as he rides partway across the bridge, and then he disappears in a bolt of flame.
Oh.
And the moral of the story for Brom Bones is he's like, yeah, and he owes me punch, because I fucking beat his ass.
All right. Okay.
Great job.
Yeah, you're technically right.
Sure. So everyone keeps talking, they tell stories. Ichabod sort of proves himself in the story circle by telling stories from Cotton Mather's, like, history of witchcraft and everything, as well as ghost stories from his home of Connecticut. Exotic.
Yeah.
And eventually, sort of, people start to pull away, go back home, until finally Ichabod Crane is one of the last people there. And somewhere during, like, Ichabod telling all of his incredible and fantastical stories from Connecticut, Brom Bones kind of storms off in a huff.
Baby.
Yeah, because he's being showed up by Ichabod Crane, the fastest dancer in the West. So Ichabod is one of the last people at the party, and he's feeling pretty good. He doesn't drink, but the story says that, like, in the same way that when some men drink, their spirits are lightened and they become more, like, happy and boisterous and confident. The same thing happens to Ichabod Crane when he is full for once, because he's always hungry. So he's feeling, like, pretty confident, ready to go. He's one of the last people at the party. And the story says there's no way to be certain what exactly was said, but what is known is that Ichabod Crane went and had a conversation with the lovely Katrina Van Trapp.
No.
Van
Tassel.
Van Tassel. Katrina Van Tassel.
Katrina Von Trapp is
Yeah.
the lost Sound of Music sister. She shows up at their little mansion while they're singing their good night song, and she's just holding a head. Look what I found, Papa.
She's British for some reason.
They're all British.
What? Are they?
The Von Trapps.
I've never seen The Sound of Music.
They're not supposed to be British because I think they're in
Austria,
but they all have British accents. You've never seen the movie? Oh, it's so good. We should watch it. It's genuinely good. It's very fun.
I watched The Pacifier with Vin Diesel.
That's the same. Yeah, that's the exact same. There's no notes, no difference.
Yeah, they have a production of The Sound of Music in that movie, so I know the gist.
There's a moment in that movie that haunts me forever. There's a moment where she's about to get married. Spoiler. She's about to get married.
What?
She used to be a nun. And all of her...
Is that allowed?
All of her... Well, she left to get married. She was like a novice. And all of her fellow nuns that were like helping her are getting her ready for their wedding. And they're holding... like they're like putting the veil on her. And they're singing a song while they're getting her ready for her marriage. And it's... How do you solve a problem like Maria? They basically sing a song about how annoying and shitty she is and what a bad nun. But it's like... The way that the musical doesn't know that's what they're doing, but it's like she's walking down the aisle and they're like, she's bad.
This is that book that your dad gave you.
God didn't want her.
How do you solve a problem like Janey?
Who loves to argue and is bad. It's like, what the hell? This wasn't my fault. Just so you know, in the test, which it won't be included in this episode, but my dad gave me a book on how to stop arguing.
How to stop being such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, for Christmas. Such a bad gift.
So, Ichabod Crane has a conversation with Katrina Van Tassel.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what was said in the conversation, but what is known is that Ichabod Crane left shortly thereafter in a very sour mood.
Oh, because she probably was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yep. Crestfallen, heartbroken. He goes out to the stables. He unhitches Gunpowder and sort of rudely wakes him up and jumps on his back and begins to ride dismally home. So the implication is that he was like, anyways, are we going to do this thing? And she's like, no.
Who are you?
Gross.
By the way, I won that dance battle.
Yeah.
So.
That's not crumping.
This is crumping.
Oh my god, you guys can't see it, but Janey is crumping perfectly right now.
A, C, D, E, F, G. I'll crump the whole alphabet. Don't think I won't.
So the implication is that he was like, are we going to get married? And she was like, fuck no. And the story posits that it's possible that she's been encouraging him this whole time, specifically to make Brahm jealous.
Oh, okay.
To like convince him to make a move.
Why hasn't he made a move?
It's a great question.
Okay.
Probably because he was too busy doing pranks. Hilarious.
What would be a good prank that he could do on their wedding day is to get all of her coworkers to sing a song about how bad she sucks while she walks down the aisle.
How do you solve a problem like Katrina? She's the fucking worst and we hate her.
Many a thing she doesn't do too well.
And she's not even that good at crumping.
We think Ichabod won the dance battle.
Anyways, Ichabod's the bride.
The real prank was on Ichabod the whole time.
Now he has to be married to Brom Bones.
Brom Bones is like, wait, hold on. And he lifts up the veil and it's Ichabod. Oh no, keep going.
What?
Keep going.
Oh no, you finished the story for me.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
So Ichabod Crane rides off into the night on Gunpowder, just very disappointed.
Sad boy.
A very sad boy. And he's riding through the forest roads on his own, and he's almost too sad to be scared.
He doesn't even have a house. He literally doesn't have a place to live. Ichabod, why did you think that you would be a good match for her?
Because he's very smart.
So, he has no money. He's sleeping on people's couches.
Well, he wouldn't be sleeping on people's couches if he was sleeping in his wife's barn.
Yeah, so he wants to marry her for all of her money.
Yep.
Ichabod, you scrub.
He's a philanthropist. He's a teacher, JD.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're going to blame a teacher for being poor?
Yes. Be a doctor. Go back to school.
Actually, this story does say, so Ichabod Crane is a doctor.
Oh, fuck.
He's actually the direct ancestor of Fraser Crane. It runs in the family.
Oh, that you're born a doctor if you're one of the Cranes. I'm so sorry. I also wouldn't marry Fraser Crane. Ooh, but I'd fuck up a Niles.
Yeah. You know what? Same. JD's doing a flirty little dance. So he rides home in despair in the darkness, and he's almost too sad to be scared, but not quite.
Yeah.
He's still scared and sad.
You can be both.
Yeah. Every little sound still terrifies him. And the sounds of his gentle weeping are the only thing keeping the horrors of night at bay. Yeah. Exactly like that.
And the swordsman is waiting like, do I attack this guy?
He's all wet.
It's moist.
He rides down the road past a spooky old tree. And for a second, he thinks he sees like a flash of something white in the tree. And he's like, oh God, a ghost, and it's going to get me. And it turns out that it's just lightning has struck the tree and like knocked the bark off of one area and left like a white patch on the side of the tree. And he's like, oh, silly me. And then something moves overhead and he's like, my God, a goblin. And it's fully just like two branches knocking into each other. And he's like, ooh, just the tree again.
This tree is spooky.
Oh boy, that's a spooky tree.
Oh, he's all of us.
And then he hears like a galloping sound behind him and he's like, what's that? And he stops the horse and the sound stops and he's like, oh, it's me. Okay.
Ichabod. His little nerves.
He's such a nervous boy. He rides further down the road. He passes this big spooky tree that's kind of a landmark in the area. Mm-hmm. And he goes further down the road and he starts to ride faster just because he's like a little bit wigged out.
Yeah.
And there's an area where the road forks, and one side goes towards Sleepy Hollow and the other side goes towards the old church. And he guides Gunpowder towards Sleepy Hollow, and Gunpowder says, no, fuck you, and goes towards the church. And Ichabod is not a good horse rider. He doesn't have a horse.
Yeah.
He's rarely been on a horse. He does not know what the fuck he's doing, and so he cannot stop this horse from going wherever the fuck it wants to. So this horse starts like trotting down the road to the church, and Ichabod Crane is just like tugging on the reins like, no, oh god. And this horse just continues to trot down the road. And anytime he tries to get off, the horse starts galloping, and he's like, okay. He gets back on, and the horse slows down again. He continues down this way, and he's like, okay, well, if we just keep going this way, then there's another place, I think, up ahead where I can like turn around. I can go up to the church and then like go past the church and back down to the road or whatever. Yeah. And they cross this little bridge over like a small little river. And as they're crossing the bridge, his Gunpowder starts to like stumble and start, and he starts like tugging his head one direction and the other. And Ichabod Crane does the thing where when you're hydroplaning, you're supposed to like turn into the hydroplane.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to turn out of it. He does the horse equivalent of turning out of it. So he like tries to turn the horse, and he ends up veering the horse just like into the bushes. And it takes him a second to like get recombobulated and like get the horse back on the road, and the horse is meanwhile like stamping its feet and huffing and everything, and it does not want to move.
Yeah.
And so he like goads it back onto the road, and it takes a few more steps, and then it like veers off to the side into the other side into the bushes. And he's like, this fucking horse.
Yeah, Gunpowder, what the fuck?
But finally he gets the horse back on the road, and he like stops, and he like takes account of his surroundings, and he's like, okay, I'm still facing the right way, I think. This is good. And as he's looking around, he sees this shape in the forest, and it's outlined against these like tall, like vertical trees that don't have branches until you get very high up. So it's all of these like just vertical lines going through the forest. And he sees in the midst of these like dark outlines of trees a shape, and he can't really tell what it is. It looks like it could be a boulder.
Yeah.
Or like a very large bush.
Yeah.
Or, for example, a headless horseman.
Oh my god.
And he freezes, and he like tightens up on the reins, and he looks out, and as he's looking out, he starts to be able to like pick out features. He's like, no, that's definitely a headless horseman is what that is. That's the shape of a man who's like hunched over a horse. Big old guy, big old horse. That's absolutely what it is. And he calls out, and he says, who are you? Wouldn't be my first choice.
The headless horseman. What do you mean?
The shape just starts furiously using American Sign Language at him. He calls out, who are you? And the shape does not respond, nor does it move. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to get out of here before this thing that's definitely the headless horseman comes after me.
Yeah.
And so he giddy-ups the reins. I don't know what that's called.
Yeah, he giddy-ups the reins.
Yeah, he giddy-ups the reins.
Yeah.
And Gunpowder continues to trot on down the road, like very much still skittish. So like Ichabod has to keep him on like a very tight rein and like keep him going straight. But he starts trotting down the road, and he goes a little while. He sees the shape isn't moving, and then he like turns his eyes to the road ahead of him and keeps going. And then he turns and looks behind him, and he sees the shape is moving.
No.
This hulking shape. He can still only see the silhouette, and it is moving like a man on horseback at the same kind of trot that Ichabod Crane is moving at. And he's like, okay, well, other people are coming home from this party. Could just be someone else out here on the road. They were peeing in the woods, and now they're back on the road, and they're not following me. They're just going the same place as me, and that's totally fine, and I'm not scared, actually. And so he sort of like urges the horse to go a little bit faster. And Gunpowder starts to go a little bit faster, and the horse behind him also speeds up. And he fully, like, he spurs the sides of Gunpowder, and he breaks into a full gallop. And this dark shape in the woods gallops right after him. And he can hear, like, this shape crashing through the sticks and the leaves and everything. And then he's like, okay, well, everyone's in a hurry to get home, so maybe I should just let him go ahead of me, and it'll be fine. And so he, like, pulls up, and he slows back down to a trot, and he looks behind him. He hears like the crashing of something like moving through the forest behind him, and he looks behind him, and he sees this shape slow down, and he's like, oh, okay, there's no more logical explanation for this. This thing is going to attack me.
Yeah.
So he once again breaks into a sprint, and he's thinking, and he looks behind him just at the moment that this shape moves through sort of a clearing in the woods, and in the thin strands of moonlight that make their way through the trees, he can see this figure of a huge hulking man on top of a massive horse.
Yeah.
And the man has no head.
Okay. So who is this?
This
is
Jeffrey Crane.
Oh no! Run, Ichabod! Jeffrey Crane is a pervert!
It's actually not true to say that he has no head. He has a head. It's just not on his neck.
Okay.
This figure is holding the reins of the horse with one hand, and with the other hand, he is steadying a human head, presumably his own, against the pommel of his saddle.
So, he's tall, and he can drive a horse with one hand holding the reins.
Mm-hmm.
How tall?
Like, pretty tall.
He sounds hot.
He's pretty hot. I feel like maybe... I mean...
Because am I crazy to think that he sounds super hot? Just like, he can ride a horse with one hand? Fucking shaky Ichabod is over here, like, trying to get his horse out of one bush.
Whew. I can't believe you gave the main character of this story a Trump epithet. Shaky Ichabod.
Oh, God!
Can't even ride a horse in the woods.
Unlike me, I'm the best horseman ever. I can ride with
Everybody says so.
I can ride with one hand and no head.
Oh.
So what, no head?
I really want, I was going to pitch this at the end. I want the picture for this episode, like when we post it on Instagram, to be just a screenshot of that Vine where it says, so what, no head? And then he just breaks a skateboard. I want that to be our social media presence for this episode.
All right. Deal.
I was thinking that the whole time. I was like... So, Ichabod Crane, notorious scaredy cat, sees a hulking figure of a giant man who is holding his own head in his lap and riding a horse at breakneck speed towards him. Mm-hmm. And he is scared.
Yeah.
Sure. He spurs Gunpowder faster than he could possibly go. Gunpowder is, like, foaming at the mouth with the speed that they're going.
Aww.
And he is... Again, not a very good horse rider. So he's, like, up in the stirrups and leaned over Gunpowder's head, like, urging him forward. And this is not a good position for him to be in because his legs are shifting so much that the saddle girths, which are the parts that go underneath the horse, the saddle girths snap.
Oh, no.
So the saddle is just kind of, like, loose on the horse under him. And he is still holding the reins, and the reins are attached to the saddle.
Yeah.
And he starts to feel the saddle slide out from under him, so he's, like, leaning more and more forward over the horse's head as the saddle slides off the back of the horse. And he has just enough time to feel really bad that he's like, oh no, I'm gonna lose Van Ripper's Good Sunday saddle.
Yeah.
And then he throws his arms around the horse's neck as it's galloping, and the saddle slides off behind him, and he hears the sound of the horse and the horseman behind him trampling over the saddle in the road.
Tripping on it.
The sound of a ghost getting into an accident. Oh, boo!
Boo! He really didn't like that I dropped the saddle. He's back there booing me.
He hears the horse behind him trample over the saddle, just fully trample it into the dirt. And it's only moments behind him. He can hear from the sound of the saddle that this horse is, like, right on his heels.
Yeah.
He figures, as he's riding down, he's like, okay. He's thinking about, the whole time that he's riding, he's thinking about the story that Brom Bones told around the campfire. And he's like, he said that he rode towards the church, and when he crossed that little bridge over the brook, the horseman turned into a bolt of fire and disappeared. Mm-hmm. So he's thinking, if he can get to this little bridge, and this makes a lot of sense also, like, with any understanding of folklore, especially, like, semi-Christian folklore, the idea that, like, an evil spirit can't cross into holy land or over running water or into, like, whatever.
Yeah.
There are lots of reasons to believe that this is a good way to shake a ghost. So he figures if he can get to this little bridge, then he'll be safe. He rides hard and fast with this thing right behind him on his heels, and it gets so close that he can feel the horse's hot breath on his heels as he's riding bareback on Gunpowder, which also he doesn't know how to do. So he's just holding on for dear fucking life.
Yeah.
And he sees up ahead the whitewashed walls of the church peeking through the trees.
Yeah.
And he knows that he is so close. And finally, he and Gunpowder break through the trees. He sees the bridge ahead of him. and just at a full gallop, they crash across the bridge and into the churchyard. And as soon as they are over the bridge and Gunpowder's feet are back on solid ground, he turns and looks behind him, and he sees the horseman riding his horse directly towards the bridge. And he's like, he's not going to be able to cross it. And then the horseman takes the head in his lap and hurls it at Ichabod Crane. The head hits Ichabod straight in the chest. He is knocked off the horse.
Ooh.
And he passes out.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Headless horseman, that's dangerous.
Foul play.
You're out. Boo.
The next morning, Gunpowder is found wandering the churchyard, slowly chewing on grass, without his saddle.
Yeah. Naked.
Naked. He is brought back to Van Ripper, and Van Ripper assumes that, Ichabod's not a very good rider. He probably the horse got scared, bolted out from under him. Ichabod had to walk home or something. But then Ichabod Crane doesn't show up for breakfast, which is very unlike him.
Yeah.
He also doesn't show up for dinner. Very, very unlike him. And at this point, Van Ripper is like, he would not miss 2 meals. If he is not at dinner, it's because he's dead. So he requests that an investigation be launched into the disappearance of Ichabod Crane.
Yeah.
People sort of follow his tracks. They talk to Katrina. She says that he left. They see the hoof prints going up through the forest road. And then they see the part where suddenly the hoof prints become very, very deep, as though it's like a horse galloping. And it looks like there are 2 sets of hoof prints. Both these very deep, like, gouges of hoof prints in the road, as though 2 horses were going very, very, very fast towards the churchyard. They follow this all the way down to the bridge that goes into the churchyard, and along the path they find Van Ripper's trampled saddle. Yeah. And then they get to the bridge, and just across the bridge in the churchyard they find Ichabod Crane's hat and the shattered remains of a pumpkin. The first thing that they did was they searched the brook underneath of the bridge, but they never found Ichabod Crane's body. It was assumed that he must have fallen off the horse and died, but no body was ever found. So it was unclear, to say the least, what had happened to him. There were 2 general theories amongst the people of Sleepy Hollow and Tarrytown. Many people believed that this was the work of the Headless Horseman. The horseman had, much like with Brom Bones, challenged Ichabod Crane to a race. Ichabod had lost, and the horseman had taken him away to hell? Wherever. So whatever happens when you lose the Headless Horseman happened to Ichabod Crane. Yeah. This is the sort of superstitious theory.
Except that Ichabod won. If it's just to make it to the bridge, he won that race.
The other came about a couple of years later. A man was passing through town, and one of the locals told him the story of Ichabod Crane, and he said that he had seen a man very much like Ichabod Crane a few towns over, and then this man had told him that he had left the place that he was before because he had been turned down by a woman who he sought her hand. Yeah. He had since gone back to school. He had become a lawyer, and he had found a wealthy heiress to whom he was now married with children.
But he left all his stuff.
He did leave all of his stuff. But the idea is, he didn't have all that much stuff to begin with. And, he was just so ashamed of having been
turned
down that he decided to leave. So some people say that he left in shame and moved on to another town. Some people say that he
died.
Got murdered by the horseman, whatever. A few weeks after the disappearance of Ichabod Crane, Katrina and Brom are married.
Good. Yes. They're a good match.
And while the people are still gossiping about the disappearance of Ichabod Crane, anytime anyone mentions it to Brom Bones, he gets sort of a sly, knowing look on his face.
Oh, he fucking did it.
But he'll never say anything else.
He threw a pumpkin. He scared him.
Some people say that years later, you could hear the sound of this sort of, as though on the wind, the ghostly sound of a booming voice singing in the schoolhouse. Ooh. And eventually, rumors abounded that this bridge that led into the churchyard was haunted. People wouldn't cross it anymore. They would go out of their way. So eventually, they restructured the road to go kind of around, so that because people wouldn't use the bridge anymore. So they got rid of the bridge and replaced it with another way to get into the church. Our narrator, Diedrich Knickerbocker, as a reminder, says that he himself heard this story from the man who was passing through and had encountered Ichabod Crane and told everyone that he thought that he was alive and living in a different area. So he says that this salesman told Diedrich Knickerbocker this whole story, the guy who told everyone that, like, he thinks that he's alive. And then the end of the story.
Spooky.
A couple of things. People take the same thought that you do. Yeah. That Brom Bones
played a prank.
Where he put a coat up around his head and he had a pumpkin. Yeah. And he knew that Ichabod Crane was a scaredy pants, and so he waited and scared him. And maybe Ichabod Crane was so scared and so ashamed of having been bullied so bad that he just fucking left town. Yeah. Other people think that Brom Bones murdered Ichabod Crane.
That's also likely.
Also feasible.
I don't like thinking about that, though, because I like Brom Bones.
I also like Brom Bones a lot. I think he's great. Personally, something that I think is weird is that the story specifically mentions, it's like, okay, he goes and proposes to Christina Van Tassel.
Katrina. Fuck. It's because of Christina Ricci. I was thinking about this earlier because I kept saying Christina. It's because of Christina Ricci. She plays Katrina in the movie.
Katrina Van Tassel. Yeah. The narrator, when he proposes to Katrina Van Tassel, very clearly said, like, no one except the two of them can know what happened in that conversation. Nobody else was there. Nobody knows what could have happened. Yeah. But then describes everything that happens with the horsemen. He describes Ichabod Crane, like, riding to the party and thinking about, like, all of the food being harvested around him. Yeah. And everything. I haven't formed a complete theory on this, but something about that is weird to me, and it sticks out. And I think a couple of different ways that this could be interpreted. Either the narrator, not necessarily Diedrich Knickerbocker, but the person telling the story, maybe the salesman, whatever, either is Ichabod Crane. Yeah. Or is the horseman. Or is a not mentioned character who murdered Ichabod Crane.
You're not even considering the fact that he might be gunpowder? The horse?
I really appreciate that gunpowder was okay at the end.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Seemed fine. I went on to write a book. Yeah.
Tales of an old horse. Just something to think about. And then
I like that. I like the idea of the narrator being Ichabod Crane.
I think that that's possible. I do think it's possible that it's like a third character who actually murdered Ichabod Crane. Yeah. And he's like, this is my cover-up story and this is the rumor that I spread everywhere. And that's how I know all of the details, kind of thing. Because everyone is so, like, invested in the details that they didn't think about, like, how would he know what happened in the middle of the night between Ichabod Crane and the horseman. Whatever. Yeah. Possible.
What if the narrator is Katrina?
What if the narrator
And she's like, yeah, they had a conversation, but who knows what that was about?
If he disappeared after that, it was a him problem.
And Katrina stayed at the party. So alibi.
Everyone saw her.
Remember that big dance scene? Impossible to forget that.
Some things for me. Yeah. I said at the beginning, this is when I was a kid, this was one of my favorite stories. I found out as I was researching this story today, I didn't know this fucking story. Yeah. I don't know if this is some kind of weird ass fucking Mandela effect or something like that, but I could have sworn to God, first of all, that the horseman wore the pumpkin as a head. Yeah. And also that the idea was that the horseman catches you and then he takes your head and replaces his head with it.
He tries to, right? Wasn't that part of the myth? That might have been part of the movie, though. It's hard to tell which parts of the movie I'm taking from, because I remember a myth of the Headless Horseman where he tries to fit your head onto his and it doesn't fit, because it's like a Cinderella shoe situation.
I don't remember that part. But I was trying to find all this. I was like, okay, like, I was looking up, like, Headless Horseman steals your head to replace his head. Or, like, Ichabod Crane's head on the Headless Horse, like, you know, like, I was trying to find any possible source on this.
Did you get some really weird specific porn?
Apparently there's something in some video game where you can find the Headless Horseman's head, but I don't know. It's fucking...
Did you ever watch the show Sleepy Hollow?
Yes.
With the hottest Ichabod Crane. He was so hot.
I'm gonna rewatch that.
Yeah. God, he was hot.
The only record that I could find of it is in a Disney cartoon from 1949, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, which is an anthology animated movie by Disney. In that one, Ichabod Crane, who is absolutely my picture for Ichabod Crane, the character of Ichabod, Brom Bones is seen as more of like a lovable dum-dum who tells him this story. And he is like, and Mr. Crane, you'll never believe it. If he catches you, he is going to steal your head to replace his own. Ooh. But that doesn't actually happen in the movie. That's just like this, as far as I can tell, that's just the story that Brom Bones tells him.
Could just be part of the mythos, you know, like.
Yeah. But I couldn't find any, I have like a very specific memory of like him stealing, something to do with like.
Stealing other people's heads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I couldn't find any record of it. Which sucks. And I felt like I was going crazy. I spent like an hour trying to find this. And I was thinking through the logic of it. And I was like, I don't think I thought that he was like taking your head and putting it on his neck or something like that. I don't think that that's how I remember the story happening. I think how I remember the story happening is that I think the idea was like the headless horseman takes your head and then you become the headless horseman.
Oh. I was going to say, in the movie with Johnny Depp, the headless horseman does cut off people's heads. Yeah. They have like a trail of headless bodies, basically. So that could, I just think that, because I don't know about you, I never read the story. I never had this version of the story read to me, but I did know a bunch of different versions of the Headless Horseman because it's part of like cultural osmosis, right? It's like one of the United States' like main, I didn't realize it was in the United States. So that actually makes sense why it's so pervasive here. I assumed it was English. So I think just with that, so much of the mythos has gotten like, it's so far reaching that people have added their own stuff throughout the years, and like pop culture has added their own stuff that it's hard to tell unless you go back and read the actual story which one is real. I didn't realize that it just ends with his disappearance.
He just disappears.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's crazy to me.
That is crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy also that there's no mention of like, I don't know. There's nothing supernatural about this.
Yeah.
This story absolutely implies that it was Brom Bones pulling a prank on him.
It very well could be. It really leaves you to your own decisions at the end.
Yeah. But as you said, like sort of the cultural backdrop in which it is set, there is a very similar story that comes from Irish lore of the Dullahan.
Yes. The Dullahan, which is in the Fairies and Leprechauns movie that I love.
Yes.
The Romeo and Juliet Fairies and Leprechauns movie.
The Dullahan is either a headless rider or a headless coachman sometimes. And he's said to be like a harbinger of doom or whatever. It's usually a man all in black on a black horse. And some people say that like where the Dullahan stops, because he is cursed to an eternal ride. And if he stops outside of the house of someone who's about to die or something like that. Or, you know, if you hear the Dullahan say a name aloud, that person's going to die. Yeah. Something like that. It's usually considered like an omen of doom. There are some stories that he can be warded off with gold, which is interesting to me because a lot of those, especially in Irish lore, a lot of those stories, you use iron to...
Makes me think that maybe it's a guy collecting gold.
Maybe, but it's also, I mean, it's also weird because in Irish folklore, like a lot of times when you have gold, it's something that brings trouble to you. It's like if you hoard gold, the fairies are going to steal it or something like that. So the idea that like gold would be used as a ward against the horsemen is very weird. Yeah. Just an interesting little thing that I was thinking about. Other sort of cultural antecedents of this, the Green Knight. You've told the story. The idea of this knight who rides into Arthur's court, he says that any blow delivered unto him will be returned a year later, and Sir Gawain cuts off his head. The Green Knight picks up his head and says that he will see him in a year and a day. And then Gawain has to go to the Green Knight's chapel, and the Green Knight threatens to cut off his head, basically. So that's kind of another cultural antecedent of this. The other one, which I didn't know anything about, is a cephalophore. Have you heard the term cephalophore?
Cepha makes me think of head, brain. No, I've never heard of it before, but...
A cephalophore is a term for, in predominantly Catholic statuary, there are saints who are martyred by beheading, and so the depictions of those saints will be a headless figure holding its own head.
Thank God I didn't have any of those in my church.
Yeah, it's deeply fucked up.
It feels like something you would see in like the Vatican or like the old like European Catholic
yeah,
churches.
oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
Cephalophore, literally, it's Greek for head carrier.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
God, I love Catholic symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
They really need to lean into how badass everything is. That's the coolest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I would have been way more into being Catholic if they had, like, leaned into all the dark shit, like the fucked up stuff.
Absolutely. But yeah, so there are a lot of cultural antecedents to this. There are also a bunch of yokai, like the Rakuro Kubi, that are, like, headless figures and everything. There's a whole Wikipedia page, which I will remember to link in the sources, on, like, headless figures in folklore. And it's very, very interesting. I'm really mad that I couldn't find any record of him stealing your head, and then he is free and you're the headless horseman. And I also couldn't find him using the pumpkin as a head. But
it does make me think that all of the Headless Horseman stories are just Brahm pranking people. Because also him having one where he beat the Headless Horseman in a race is hilarious. Because it's just him.
Yeah.
Like, he has a big horse. He's really good at riding. He loves pranks.
I thought you were going to figure out, you were like, wait a minute. So he can ride a horse with one hand and he's tall? I really thought you had figured out.
Yeah, he sounds hot.
He does sound hot. There's one hot character in this.
No, Katrina sounds hot too.
She's fine.
Katrina sounds hot. Ichabod Crane sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Not hot, but I would be into him.
I was going to read you the description of Katrina, but instead...
You know who Ichabod Crane sounds like?
Who?
Tyson Ritter. He's the lead singer of All American Rejects.
Oh, yeah. Not what I was picturing, but sure.
Like he's tall and lanky, and he's got like bags under his eyes and floppy boy hair.
I'm picturing... who am I picturing? Oh, that kid from The Queen's Gambit, who's an adult man, who I think is older than me.
I can't with him. I cannot with him. This motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. That dude, This
is an Ichabod Crane for sure.
Absolutely.
Guys, go look up Tyson Ritter.
I was going to read you a description of Katrina because she does sound very pretty.
Yeah.
But also, I came across this line that I highlighted that I'm really pissed that I forgot about. When he's at Katrina's house being a singing teacher, even like her mom leaves him alone because, again, he's like respected by the women in the community.
Yeah.
And usually that would be very strange. Like a woman does not leave her daughter alone with a man. But again, he is very respected. And as far as her mother is concerned, ducks and geese are foolish things and must be looked after. So she goes out and looks after the various fowl. But girls can take care of themselves.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Mama Fun Tassel.
Yeah. Also, Brom Bones said when he threatened, he was like talking to his friends about how he's going to beat the shit out of Ichabod Crane.
Yeah.
And he said that he would, quote, double the schoolmaster up and lay him on a shelf in his own schoolhouse.
Me next, Brom.
Yeah.
So is there like a sign-up sheet? or what? How tall are you? No, be serious.
Don't even with your head.
Oh my God, with your head. You're so funny. With your head. With your head. Oh my God, you're funny. You're bad, aren't you? That's me flirting with Brom Bones.
Really bad.
Wow. Max, good job.
Thanks.
Let's go take a break.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be right back. Goodbye. Okay, Max.
Okay, Janey.
Max, okay. Today I am giving you a story from Haunted Bayou and Other Cajun Ghost Stories by J.J. Renaud.
J.J. Renaud.
J.J. Renaud, who I love. You know?
I do, Renaud.
Sounded cool in my head. All right. So we're going to the Haunted Bayou. If you don't know, J.J. Renaud is just an amazing author. She's no longer with us, and she was just very personable. When she wrote stories, it sounded a lot like she was telling you stories, like sitting on a porch with you. Like, she was just very good. And she's also very good at sourcing her stories or telling you how she came up with them and where to look and giving actual names. Like, J.J. Renaud is just a good fucking person and a wonderful storyteller. So this story, I'm not going to tell you the title. Okay. I will tell you it is a Lover's Lane story.
My favorites.
Yes.
Honestly, genuinely my favorites.
No, the vibes
absolutely
are
my
perfect.
Favorites.
This is early 1960s Lover Lane. That's what we're.
Yes.
That's the setting.
That's what I wanted.
Okay. The first line is, Tony Benoit was the king of French High.
Benoit balls.
Tony Benoit was the king of French High. Everybody knew it. The students, the teachers, and especially Tony himself.
Wow. If I was born a boy, my dad would have named me Anthony and called me Tony.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say if I was born a boy, I would have made out with Tony.
If I was born a boy, I would have made Tony gay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you one thing for free, and it's that Tony would have been gay for me. Well, anyway,
as a lady, I got nothing. But if I was a boy,
it's over
we'd
for
be
you. Fucking. Back then, the girls were obsessed with his tight white t-shirts, his sleeves rolled up over his biceps, his black hair that he would slick back so he looked like a cross between Brando and Elvis. He had it all. When they were supposed to be paying attention in class, they were passing notes back and forth about how dreamy he was, and they were scribbling Mrs. Tony Benoit in their books over and over again with little hearts over the eye. The boys called him T-Boy, and they were obsessed.
Hang on a minute. T-Boy is also a term for a trans man.
I'll tell you this for free. Tony had a lot going on.
TERFs can go fuck themselves.
That's true. Okay, so the boys called him, well, I have to say it anyway because that's what they call him, but his name is T-Boy.
Yeah, Tony Pepperoni, whatever the fuck his name is.
We called him Tony Pepperoni.
Says protect trans kids.
Wait, now I don't know who you are. Wait, what? Who are you talking about?
Tony Pepperoni.
The guy I knew?
No, Tony.
Oh, sorry. I knew a guy we called Tony Pepperoni.
Oh, I forgot.
His name was Anthony Lupinacci.
No, Tony Pepperoni.
His name is Tony Benoit. You made fun of his name.
I forgot it immediately.
All right.
Tony Benoit says protect trans kids.
He does say that. All right. The boys called him T-Boy and were obsessed with how obsessed the girls were with him, right?
Yeah.
Plus,
women want him, men want to be him.
Yeah. Men also want him.
Men also want him.
If they
I
are
was
me, I'm a man in the 60s.
If I was born a boy in the 60s, I would have absolutely fucked Tony Pepperoni.
Plus, he had a sick fucking car, Max.
Oh,
of course
he did.
So Tony Pepperoni had worked
gay sex with Tony in the backseat of his cool car.
Get ready, Tony. You're going to have so much gay sex in the back of your cool car. This story has gone off the rails. I am on page 1.
You know why they call him Tony Pepperoni?
Because of his pepperoni nibbles.
No.
Okay, because of his long sausage.
No.
Okay, because they're racist.
Yeah, that's why.
I do feel like I have to put out an apology to Anthony Lupinacci, but to be fair, he burned me one time and he was a firefighter.
That's the opposite of what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, he was a man of many talents. One of them was not protecting me from being burned.
And he wasn't even Italian.
He was super Italian.
No.
Okay. T-Boy had worked summers on a barge and had saved up enough money to buy, quote, a customized, pinstriped, cherry red 57 Chevy, souped up with a 409 engine, A-frame, 4-barrel carburetor, twin label maker, muffled top, overhead cams, and a dual exhaust. And I made up 3 of those things.
Label maker, muffin top. I missed the other one.
I said muffled top.
You said muffin top.
Good luck going back and deciding for yourself, you fucking idiots. Twin label maker. Muffled top.
My dad is an Italian from Boston. And he used to tell stories about he and all of his friends would drive out to Coney Island and they would get tinfoil and hot dogs and they would wrap the hot dogs in tinfoil and put them under the hood of the car and then drive to Coney Island. And then by the time they got there, the hot dogs would be like hot and cooked.
Fucking hell yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm picturing that this guy has a super cool car that has a specific compartment under the hood for making muffins. That's what that, like, when they have the engine that comes out of the hood of the car.
That's for hot dogs.
No, it's for muffins. It's for scones.
This is the next line that I wrote. It says, the car was not just hot. It was super fast.
Oh, it's grease lightning.
It's grease lightning.
Is it weird? Tell me more.
Tell me more. Is it weird that I have a special compartment in my car to make muffins? Okay, the car was not just hot, it was super fast. And so whenever they would drag race, Fast and Furious style, no other car could come close to his. He loved it so much, he named her Betty Lou. And he washed and waxed her regularly, so she was always shiny.
And hairless.
Hairless. He loved that car so much, he took way better care of her than he did his girlfriends. In fact, surprising no one, he was kind of mean to girls.
Sure.
Yeah, he didn't like them. He liked me as a man back in the 60s.
Tell me more. What does it mean when Tony Pepperoni tells me he wants to go hot dogging in the backseat of his car?
Because none of these stupid girls was a car, they were not good for him.
Or me.
That was
boy in the 60s.
Their shortcoming was they were A, not a car, and B, not me, a boy in the 60s. Quote, if he ever met up with a girl, nobody's going to know what the story's about. We have to get through this. Quote,
blah, blah, he fucks the car.
End of story. End. On Lover's
It's
Lane.
Grease Lightning.
You have to fuck Grease Lightning at least once. Quote,
are you even Tony Pepperoni if you don't fuck Grease Lightning?
Quote, if he ever met up with a girl that could match Betty Lou for looks, speed, and fire, why, he'd give her his heart and his senior ring, too. But not his virginity. He gave that to Betty Lou.
He gave that to me. A boy in the 60s. But my name was also Anthony Lupacino.
Lupacino. My name was Anthony Al Pacino. But of course, none of the girls at his school had even come close. This episode's going to be 4 hours long. We have to get through this.
This is what the people come for.
Is this what you come
This
for?
is what I come for in the backseat of Tony Pepperoni's Grease Lightning.
We have a silly good time in the 60s when both of us are having gay sex in the back of his car. No. Okay. No.
That's not what Tony Pepperoni said.
Every time you say Tony Pepperoni, I have a face in my head that's popping up like, hi, I'm a dad now. Aw, I know he had a baby.
He's got little meatlets.
Okay, but of course, none of the girls at his school had even come close. They were way too concerned with keeping their hair unruffled to drive super fast with the windows down with him. And he would say, nope, there's not a girl in the world that could hold a candle to Betty Lou.
There are a couple guys, though, and one of them, Anthony Lupacino.
It's not his name.
Me, from the 60s.
All right.
A boy.
Quote, little did he know, his kingdom was about to be rocked by a 5'2", eyes of blue, ponytail hanging down girl by the name of Irene.
Oh.
Tony had noticed her, of course, when she moved to the school, and he decided that she'd be the lucky girl to go out with him next. And so he had walked up to her locker, like, leaned his little shoulder about it, like, you know, like Gaston, like knocking books out of Belle's hand and shit. Mm-hmm, sure. He, like, leaned against her locker with a sneer. He snapped his finger at her and he said, you and me, Burger Hut, be there. And she
when?
So he also said Saturday night. She had turned to look at him and she basically told him, you're an embarrassment to mankind. You're literally worthless. What do you even contribute to the school or to the world in general? If you disappeared today, how long do you think it would take the rest of us to move on? The only people who would mourn you would be the company that makes the pomade that you overdo it with and the lubed up muffler of your car that you pretend is your girlfriend but views you as just a friend. You disgust me.
Fuck. I think I might be in love with Irene.
Well, what she really said was...
If I was a boy in the 60s, I would leave Tony Pepperoni for Irene.
Scandal. What she really said was, quote, I don't think so. I don't go out with gorillas, and you are one big stuck-up ape. But I think this was just as devastating as the thing that I said, because she said it in front of the whole school.
Yeah.
Because he was being a dick. But also, I think she should have said what I said. I think it's funnier.
I agree.
Tony pulled out a comb, and he slicked back his hair and said, I don't care. But everyone was laughing at him, and so no matter how cool he tried to look, he had already lost face in front of everyone. And now, like, girls were giggling and whispering to each other all day and telling everybody what a fucking loser he was, and boys were, like, patting him on the back and saying things like, win some, lose some, right? And
They're drunk in the middle of the day.
also,
Win some, lose some.
and also, nice try, buddy. These monsters. Tony decided to try to save face by telling them that if he had been serious about asking her out, she would have said yes. But, like, he wasn't serious. In fact, he doesn't even think she's pretty, like, at all. He was only asking her out as a joke.
As a joke.
Yeah. He said she was playing hard to get.
For the lulz.
Yeah. And one of the boys said, oh, yeah? She was playing hard to get? Prove it. We dare you to go to the homecoming dance with her.
Ah, she's the man. No, she's all that.
She is the man. T-Boy told him that was a stupid dare. He didn't even like her. But the girls started teasing him, and they all said, what's the matter? Afraid you're gonna lose? Maybe you're not so cool after all.
I really appreciate how trans-inclusive this story is.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice to see a trans bully for once.
You think he's a bully?
I assume.
He's a little bit of a bully. At this point, he decided he'd show them all. He'd show them all! Especially Irene. He'd take her to the homecoming dance. And then he'd also take her...
Whether she wanted her to or not.
And then he would also take her to see the Grunch.
The Grunch!
Let's go, girls! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's the Grunch!
Gee...
Grunch has entered the chat!
Janey just took off her robe to reveal a t-shirt that says, let's go girls, with a pair of cowboy boots on it. What the fuck is the Grunch?
Let's go, girls! The story is called The Grunch. What? The end. No,
Let's go, Grunch.
Let's Grunch, girls.
That was really confusing for me.
It works every way you want to put it, Max.
I just... That was really confusing because it took a second for me to get the robe off. And I was imagining you were like, the Grunch! And you were still taking the robe off. And I thought you were going to reveal a shirt that said, the Grunch.
Guys, I'm going to make shirts that say The Grunch for sure. But I found this shirt at the thrift store 2 weeks ago.
And you've been waiting the whole time.
I have. Also, you won't understand why I'm so excited about Let's Go Girls unless you are part of the Patreon and can listen to the bonus.
Anyways, for $7 a month, you can go, girls.
You can go, girls, as well. Anyway, do you want to know about the Grunch?
Janey comes bringing the word of Grunch.
Have you heard about the good news about our Lord and Savior, the Grunch? Okay. So,
I thought... Sorry. The end of that was that I thought you were going to reveal a shirt that either said the Grunch, and then I saw Let's Go, and I thought I was going to say Let's Go Runch.
Let's go Runch. Yeah, it says Let's Go Girls, and there are 2 cowboy boots.
Yeah, it's a good shirt.
It's pretty good.
I'm really glad that you waded through my entire story. My very long story in the heat. In your oversized friend dresser robe. To reveal your Let's Go Girl shirt.
Well, this shirt only comes out when we talk about the Grunch. All right,
so we're going Grunch mode.
We're going to Grunch so hard.
We're in our Grunch era.
I am in my Grunch era.
It's Grunch dinner.
Okay, so T-Boy had been dared. They were all like, we dare you to take her to homecoming if you really think that she was playing hard to get. And T-Boy was like, I'm going to show them all. I'm not only going to take her to homecoming, I'm also going to take her to Grunch Lane.
That's what I call my penis.
Wow, as a boy in the 60s, you had a very specific name for your penis.
Hey girl, you want to see Grunch Lane?
No, my vagina is called Grunch Lane.
You got like a landing strip situation going
Your
on.
penis has to be the Grunch.
The Grunchler.
And my vagina is the Grunch. It's like the garage. Okay, we have to get through this story.
You can't expect me to be cool for the entirety of a story about the Grunch.
You haven't been cool one time.
I'm sorry, you can't expect me to not be uncool for the entirety of a story called The Grunch.
So he's like, I'm gonna take her to Grunch Lane. At this, lockers slammed closed. Books fell to the floor. Piano keys slammed down. Doves flew into the ceiling tile. Old ladies fainted. No one dared go to Grunch Lane.
That's where my penis lives.
But Tony told them that after the dance, they could all go out to Belle Bayou Road. And they would watch for his headlights to flash 3 times at midnight as proof that they were there. And then they would see who was afraid of the little old Grunch. Now, Grunch Lane used to be the best spot for couples to park and neck. But that was 20 years ago, before the Grunch had come and renamed the road after himself.
It's after he stole Christmas, but before he became the headmistress for that Matilda school.
It's after he stole Christmas.
Christmas. The Grunch steals Christmas.
It is the Wish version of everything.
Should we do off-brand Grinch t-shirts?
Yes. Every graduating class now had a story about being attacked by the Grunch. The Grunch was crazy. Let's go, girls. According to witnesses, the Grunch had 2 arms and 4 legs. He was half man and half sheep. Quote, his lower body and the 4 legs were sheep.
So he's a sheep centaur.
He's a sheep centaur. He had the chest, arms, and head of a man. And then I wrote sheep centaur.
Yeah, this is a sheep centaur.
His large, dark eyes were glassy, and the coiled, sharp horns of a ram crowned his head. The Grunch is a sheep centaur. He's not hot. No, he's not hot.
Hot.
No.
Hot.
Okay, you decide. I'll show you a picture later.
Okay. Mr. Tumnus, as played by James McAvoy, but with
4
legs. So you can also ride him around like a pony. Not in a sex way, but like literally, like if you're too tired to walk, you can ride him around like a pony.
Also in a sex way.
I mean, I would say less in a sex way than with normal James McAvoy with the 2 legs in the...
Have you ever walked a man like a dog? We'll talk about it later. Okay, the Grunch tolerated no intruders on his lonely lane. That's a quote. If people parked their cars there, the Grunch would jump up and down on their cars, quote, bleating a dreadful cry. And then, while the terrified driver sped away, he'd pelt their cars with rocks. Quote, many a dented hood and broken windshield had been offered up as evidence that the Grunch was real. Insurance companies
so many
hate
insurance
the Grunch.
claims related to the Grunch.
Doctors hate the Grunch.
Insurance adjusters hate this one weird trick discovered by a half-human, half-sheep man out on Grunch Lane.
Oh, down on old Grunch Lane.
They call it the Grunch Special.
Yeah. Your Grunch meat. Some people had tried to photograph the Grunch. But of course, all the pictures always ended up being fuzzy and blurry. Lots of skeptics said this story was just teenagers being teenagers, trying to scare each other. They said the monster didn't exist, Max. But if they ever went up to Grunch Lane, they'd change their mind.
I just have to tell you, I picture something horrible, and I need you to take part in the horrible thing that I just created.
All right.
You know when apes, they're like up on their back legs.
Yeah.
And then they start running, and then they start running faster, and they run on like all 4s.
Yeah.
The Grunch.
Yeah.
Running on all 6s.
Yeah.
Human arms and 4 sheep legs. Like a long fucked up insect.
Yeah, like a weird,
forest.
fluffy, butted centipede.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a centipede has more legs
With big, black, glassy eyes.
human head, a human torso, human arms.
Insect
Sheep
eyes.
back.
Sheep back.
Just a heart. I was thinking about all of the like blurry photos of the Grunch, and I'm just picturing this like dumb 6-legged creature.
Yeah, like we just watched
through the forest.
We just watched the Summerween episode of Gravity Falls. It's that. Like
No
face.
worse.
Oh, I'm imagining No Face / the Summerween.
No, I'm picturing much more like Animalian, like all fours, like a panicked, like wide eyes, human arms galloping. Yeah.
So do you still think he's hot? All right. Quote, "It was easy to believe that something strange lived in that lonesome road. Despite all attempts to prove the creature was a hoax, the Grunch remained an unsolved mystery."
Knock off the Big Lebowski merchandise that says the Grunch abides.
The Grunch abides. Okay, so T-Boy had made this big declaration to save face, but now he needed a way to convince mean Irene to go along with his plan.
Oh, it's good that he has a weird Trump-esque name for her.
Irene set herself up. He thought she might...
What about Serene Irene?
No.
She's just minding her business.
He thought she might not even know about the Grunch since she had just moved here, right? And she's an idiot, stupid. She's not even that pretty. So the only way to get her to go with him would be to dare her. And when she accepted, well, Max, he had a plan to teach her a lesson about messing with Tony Benoit. Of course, news of the bet spread like wildfire around French High, and Irene heard all about it, and she was like... Okay, well, now I know the plan, and no, I won't be doing that. She kind of rolled her eyes, and she's like, yeah, he's going to lose this bet.
You really think you can grunch me?
You think you're going to grunch me?
Get grunched, Tony.
Tony, get grunched. Grunchitize me, Tony.
Yeah, we've got a lot of merch for this episode.
Oh my God, we're going to be rich. The next day, Tony walked up to her and said... So, Irene, how's about you go to the dance with me? And if you're lucky, I'll take you out to Grunch Lane afterwards. And Irene looked at him dryly and then pulled a lever, and a bucket of pig's blood fell off his head.
Classic.
I'm just kidding. She said, I wouldn't go out with you if you were the last boy on the planet. But I really think she should have asked me first, because I'm better at responding to Tony than she is.
She should have said, I'd rather go to the dance with the Grunch.
And like books fall and lockers slam.
He dies instantly.
Doves fly away.
The doves that flew away before return and shit on him.
Yeah. Then she pulls a lever and pig's blood falls on his corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of butterflies appear and start eating the blood.
Ooh.
They do that.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
He smiled at her and then turned to the crowd that was gathered and he was like, ooh, this is one tough girl. She really put me down. And then he leaned in and he said,
I like that, actually.
Joke's on you.
I have a humiliation kink, Irene.
Do it again. He said, are you sure you just don't like me? Maybe you're really just scared of the Grunch. Irene rolled her eyes and said, I know those stupid stories. I was raised in the swamp. Have you ever had to fight an alligator over a leech? Go put lipstick on a 20-foot anaconda and then come back and tell me you're scared of the fucking Grunch, you banana slug. The crowd was starting to snicker again. They're like, oh, she called him a banana slug.
She made out with a snake.
She lived in a swamp. And he started to grin bigger and he said, okay, I triple dare you to prove you're not scared of the Grunch. Go with me to the dance. Then we'll go out to the lane. And if you scream on Grunch Road, then you have to wash my car our whole senior year. And everyone was like, oh, what? She gotta wash a car.
It did just turn menacing.
Yeah. Irene considered the dare, knowing that he was up to something. But she also knew that she could beat him at his own game. So she said, okay, if you holler first, then I get to drive your car every Saturday night until graduation. And then she stood back and she put her hands on her hips and everyone was like, what? Women can't drive. This bitch is crazy.
It's the 60s.
Oh my God, this bitch was raised in a swamp. She put lipstick on a snake.
Women can't open bank accounts. That's real.
Yeah, and they won't be able to do that for another like 10 years. Maybe 15.
Yeah.
78?
Yep.
So the idea of someone else inside of his... Whoa! Whoa! It's in 1978 that you can have a credit card.
She can't have financial independence. Get Grunch!
Dun, 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 dun. Let's go, girls! The idea of someone else inside of his beautiful Betty Lou made him want to fucking throw up. But he wasn't worried. There was no way he was gonna lose. He had a plan to cheat and everything. And then I wrote, this is how all those Wattpad dads who lose their daughters to One Direction feel. There's no way I can lose. I have a plan. And then they lose and their daughters have to go live with One Direction.
Yeah. And fuck all of One Direction.
They have to. The two shook hands. The bet was on. If she wins, she gets to fuck all of One Direction. And if he wins, he gets to fuck all of One Direction in the backseat of his car.
I can't believe Tony Pepperonis is cheating at me with One Direction. Me, myself as a boy from the 60s. Tony Lupacino.
Tony Al Pacino, how could you? All right. The homecoming dance was 2 weeks away. And whenever T-Boy and Irene would pass each other in the hallways, they would give each other the cold shoulder. And everyone was like, what?
In public?
Enemies. Oh my God. Rumors flew around the school. It was all anyone could talk about. It was chaos, Max. Chaos. Who was going to win the bet? And at first, some of the girls tried to talk Irene out of this. She was crazy to go to Grunch Lane.
With Tony, of all people.
Not to Grunch Lane. Not with Tony.
Hang on. I might have missed something. Okay. I was giggling a lot.
You were. Please calm down.
The Grunch.
Yeah, the Grunch.
Wrecks your car.
Oh my God, he fucking wrecks your car.
Does he do anything else?
He throws rocks at your car.
Okay, but if they're taking Tony's car, she seems like she's gonna be fine. It seems like Tony's setting himself up for failure here. It seems like Tony's like, let's take my car to the guy that fucks up cars, and if you get upset,
let's go take my car to the car smasher. Hopefully nobody smashes my car. Okay, well, here we go. I have some information for you.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's go, girls.
Let's grunch it.
Let's crunch, girls.
It's crunch time.
It's crunch time, me captain. At first, some of the girls tried to talk Irene out of this. She was crazy to go to Grunch Lane. Didn't she know about that couple that had run out of gas on Grunch Lane? They disappeared, Max. The only thing left of them was their beat-up car and sheep tracks leading away from the car. I wrote scene, but I looked away too fast. But Irene told them she wasn't worried about all that. She had grown up listening to her grandmother telling her stories about swamp creatures and bayou boogeymen, which is a good Discord name.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And also, sheep are herbivores. So
yeah.
He probably just gave them a piggyback ride out of Grunch Lane.
It wouldn't be a piggyback ride.
It would be a sheepback ride.
Yeah. Fucking put some respect on your mouth. She had all sorts of Cajun ways to scare away evil, so they didn't have to worry about little old her. But T-Boy, he needed to be taught a lesson. Who the fuck did he think he was, snapping his fingers at girls? That fucking waste of space.
She's right.
And the girls at the
Feed
school...
him to the gators.
And the girls at the school were like, we had literally never thought about that, but who the fuck does he think he is? He snapped at all of us. Yeah, fucking kill him.
Yeah, feed him to the gators.
Okay.
Feed him to the gators.
Feed him to the gators. Soon, the bet had completely divided the 1963 senior class. Boys for T-Boy, girls for Irene. And finally, homecoming night arrived. T-Boy drove Irene to the dance in Betty Lou, and he had to admit to himself that she's looking pretty good in her blue dress and her corsage. And Irene begrudgingly admitted to herself silently that he didn't look that terrible either. Even if he was a fucking waste of space and mouth-breathing package of old hamburger meat. Whatever. He looked pretty good.
Sounds like a great snack.
Not bad. The Grunch.
A gator.
At the dance, T-Boy stood with the boys and Irene stood laughing with the girls. And then at 11:30 exactly, everyone jumped in their cars and they took off for Belle Bayou Road, while T-Boy and Irene drove up to Grunch Lane.
How does he think this is going to go? Best case scenario, they go out there. She gets scared. He wins the bet. She has to wash his car. Does he think that...
Well, the next line here, I don't know why I was saving it, is that he doesn't believe in the Grunch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. So he checked his watch as soon as he got there, and he was like, everything's going exactly as planned. See, he didn't believe in the Grunch. if he did, he wouldn't be risking the love of his life by going to the home of a car-denting monster.
I'm really glad that the story's on the same page that I am.
Yeah. But he wanted Irene to get so scared she shit her pants and maybe died of a heart attack.
And then they could fuck.
Yeah. So he had gotten a nerd named Benjamin Oliver, who everyone called B.O. He'd gotten B.O. to make a Grunch costume, and the plan was to have B.O. jump out at them in the dark and, like, wave his arms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
B.O. had made a costume out of dyed cotton balls, paper mache, wire, and face paint. And if all went accordingly, he would already be on Grunch Lane, parked in some bushes. While Irene was already freaked out by being parked in the dark and like this on a spooky lane and stuff alone with a boy, T-Boy would casually roll his window down at 12:01, which is when B.O. would jump out in costume and he would start bleeding and beating his chest and jumping around like crazy. And everyone else waiting at the bottom of the hill would hear Irene screaming bloody murder. And he'd be like, "Ha, take that, Irene! Do you want to be my girlfriend?"
And then they make out.
Yeah, because she was afraid.
Yeah. And then she has to wash his car, and they also bone.
Yeah, they bone on top of his very clean car.
Yeah. She washes his car, and then they bone.
Yeah, she washes them both in bones. They got to the spot on Grunch Lane, the harvest moon hanging low in the sky, a live oak tree swaying in the breeze next to them. For a little while, they sat in silence, listening to the night sounds around them. At 30 seconds to midnight, T-Boy flashed his lights 3 times, and he got 3 flashes in return from across the way. Everybody was watching and waiting for the Grunch.
And then the B.O. came out of the Grunch box.
The Grunch box is another name for my vagina. He rolled his window down, excited to see his plan play out. But Irene didn't seem to notice. She was too busy messing with a camera. And at this point, he laughed, and he's like, "Why do you have a camera? You don't even believe in the Grunch. So, like, what do you think you're going to capture here?" And she smiled sweetly at him and said, "I want to get a picture of you yelling your head off if something weird does happen." She, like, pointed it at him, and he's like, "Whatever."
She's like, "I want to get a picture of your weird penis."
Show it to me. I'm waiting. 15 minutes passed, and T-Boy started to get annoyed. Where the hell was B.O.? Eventually, Irene yawned and said, "Well, it doesn't look like the Grunch is going to show his old ugly self tonight. We might as well get going. It's getting late." And T-Boy was like, "No, let's just wait a little longer. He'll come." Right? But as he was talking, he was like facing her. All of a sudden, he noticed that she was like wide-eyed and looked really pale and was like looking behind him. And he was like, "What? Quit trying to pull my leg. There's nothing behind me, but..." And he turned around and almost jumped out of his skin. Standing less than a yard away from the car was the Grunch.
The Grunch.
He thought to himself, "Damn, this
That's
costume."
the Grunch.
He said, "Damn,
that's the Grunch."
He thought to himself, "Damn, that costume looks incredible. How did B.O. manage to make horns look so real? How do you make those eyes so black and shiny? B.O. looks wonderful." Irene wasn't screaming, but she was shaken like a leaf so that she could barely hold her camera. And all of a sudden, the Grunch jumped on Betty Lou's hood and began to jump up and down, rocking the car and denting the metal with his hooves. And he was like bleating and screaming. I keep trying to say bleating, not bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
I did think you said bleeding earlier, and I thought he was going to pop out and start bleeding, and then she was going to have to try and save the Grunch's life and watch him die in her arms, and then she was going to be traumatized forever.
T-Boy screamed, "Hey, my car!" This enraged the fake beast, who threw his body down on the Chevy's hood and pressed his gray woolly face against the driver's side windshield, all while shrieking bloody murder. Quote, T-Boy's eyes bugged out and his jaw dropped. Had B.O. gone mad? The flash bulb exploded next to him, in the camera, and the Grunch screamed with pain and rolled off the hood. He staggered away for a moment, blinded by the light, and then he ran to Irene's side and with terrific force ripped the car door open and snatched the camera out of her hand, and he raised it over his head and he was snorting and stomping, and Irene at this point stopped shaking and she's like, "Wait a minute, give me my fucking camera back." Where the fuck do you think you are? And to T-Boy's astonishment, she jumped out of the car and grabbed a hold of the camera. And he watched as this little, like, 5'2" girl in a homecoming dress wrestled the camera away from this giant monster. And eventually she got it. She fell backwards with the camera in her hand. And then she jumped up and she scrambled back to the car and she slammed the door and locked it. And the creature bleated and then disappeared.
And at no point does Tony start the car?
No. This is all part of his plan. Irene at this point was like, start the car.
Sure.
She was like, we have a chance now, let's go. And T-Boy, fed up with this practical joke gone wrong, decided he was going to beat the snot out of B.O. next time he saw him. And as he turned on his headlights, they saw the Grunch was running towards the Chevy with an armload of rocks. He began hurling them at the car, cracking the windshield, scraping the door, smashing the label maker, denting the fender. T-Boy said, T-Boy said, that's it, he's gone too far. A joke is a joke, but this isn't funny. And he turned on the motor and he revved the engine and he yelled, you creep, look at my car. B.O., you better run for your life. And he popped the clutch and the car screeched into action and the muffin top flew open. But he realized he'd made a mistake. He'd accidentally revealed his hilarious plan. Mm-hmm. He turned to her and he said, Irene, I can explain. But Irene just hissed, well, of all the stupid, low-down, rotten, mean jokes to play, T-Boy, you are a gorilla. You make B.O. in the Grunch getup look like Einstein. He almost wrecked my camera. I'm glad he busted your car up. You deserve a lot worse. And then the two argued the entire way down to Belle Bayou Lane. By the time they parked next to their friends, they were still yelling at each other. They were just so mad at each other. And the crowd gathered and pestered them with questions, asking, what had happened? Did you see the Grunch? What was all that screeching about? Why is she so dirty? What's going on? And suddenly, they turned, and they saw a car coming down the road towards them. It was a big station wagon, and it pulled up and it stopped, and B.O. stepped out looking a little sheepish. And as soon as he got out, T-Boy, like, jumped on top of him, and he screamed, look what you did to Betty Lou! I'm gonna kill you for this! And B.O. yelled back, I didn't do anything! I literally just got here! And he told him that he hadn't actually been able to get the car because his dad had taken it to go bowling with. And so he's like, I literally just got the car. I was coming here to apologize that I couldn't do the plan. So something weird was going on here, Max. Mm-hmm. If B.O. wasn't up there in his costume,
then who's driving the plane?
Then who was that up on the hill?
Oh my god.
The Grunch.
It was Irene.
T-Boy turned to Irene, a chill running down his spine. She stared wide-eyed down at her camera and stammered, but if it wasn't B.O., what was that horrible thing back there? And then, quote, all bets were off when T-Boy and Irene suddenly screamed loud enough to wake the dead. It really was! The Grunch!
The Grunch!
No, the Grunch! Betty Lou was never quite the same after that.
Sure.
Betty Lou's the narrator. I'm kidding.
She got grunched.
Betty Lou got grunched hard. But T-Boy realized he had changed too. The car didn't mean as much now that he had found his dream girl. Irene was so...
The Grunch.
Irene was so scary. He couldn't help but be in love with her. Plus, she had wrestled the Grunch and won. That's hot.
Yeah, before she knew that it was a prank.
That's true.
She thought it was a monster.
She did.
She still fucking went to the mat over her camera.
Irene is scary. Quote,
I love her.
Yeah. Quote, Irene framed the snapshot and hung it over the mantle besides the pictures of their wedding.
Aww.
Years later, whenever their children would ask, how did you guys meet? Tony and Irene would tell them, the Grunch. The Grunch did this. They'd show them the photograph and the kids would say, wow, that Grunch is so ugly. Look at his big old eyes and his wide open jaws. And Irene would point to the photograph and say, no, children, there's the Grunch. That other bug-eyed slack-jawed monster is your daddy. The end. Woo! Irene gets one last fucking jab at him.
Sucker punch. Fuck, that's good. Shit.
Mm. The Grunch.
The Grunch should have been the best man at their wedding.
The Grunch he's making the speech like, you guys know me. I'm the Grunch.
He's the officiant.
Yeah.
Do you take Irene to be your lawfully wedded wife as long as you two shall Grunch?
I do.
And do you, Irene, take Tony Pepperonis?
I guess. Okay, so here's some notes. First, before every story, she has an explanation about where she got it from.
Mm-hmm.
And
she got the story from the Grunch.
Yeah, the narrator is Betty Lou. She had to get a car psychic. This story is a mashup of a bunch of stories J.J. Renaud has ever heard about the Grunch. Mm. And then I looked up the Grunch on Cryptid Wiki. Mm. And he's described as a sort of chupacabra. And I'm going to read you some paragraphs directly from the Cryptid Wiki. Quote, legend has it that the Grunch dates back to the days of New Orleans' early settlement, and that its name Grunch comes from the name of a road. This cryptid has been called the Vampire of Farber Marigny, dating back to the early 1800s. The legend of Marie Laveau tells of how some believe this form of chupacabra came into existence. So, like, the Grunch is directly related to Marie Laveau's story.
Oh, cool. The voodoo queen of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. An old voodoo hoodoo story says Marie Laveau castrated the devil baby when he was born to stop him producing more of his evil kind. The bloody testicles allegedly turned into a male and a female Grunch upon falling to the floor, whereupon they attacked the great voodoo queen Marie Laveau. The Grunch are said to have almost killed her with their fierce bites and punching. The terror the old voodoo queen felt must have been unbearable as she struggled under their great strength before she fainted. When she awoke, the Grunch and the devil baby were gone.
The Grunch and the devil baby?
She castrated the devil baby and it made 2 Grunches.
Oh, the plural of Grunch is Grunch.
Yes.
It's like the plural of deer is deer. Sure.
Yes. And sheep.
A herd of Grunch.
I'm not sure if this is... To me, because they also referenced ghost tours, so to me this sounds a little bit iffy. I'm like, I don't know if that's actually part of Marie Laveau's thing or if that's like ghost tour fodder, which I love ghost tours. I've done a lot of ghost tours, but they can literally tell you anything.
Yeah, they fully make shit up.
They make shit up constantly. That's fine unless they're saying that it's like historical. Real. Like when I did ghost tours, I did a lot of my own research, and I would also tell them when I was doing like urban legends, and I would also let them know when this was like hearsay.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm a huge fucking nerd. Okay, quote, although evidence of the Grunch Road being haunted by this beast is anecdotal, it is interesting to find an old tale that has its reflections in a more recent sighting. So the Grunch Road is a real place. There's pictures of it. Like, it's a real, actual place you can go to. A Harvey, Louisiana lady said she saw a Grunch eating one of her neighbor's dogs. Also, sanitation workers tell of seeing them raid the garbage cans or chase the garbage trucks along New Orleans' East Haine Boulevard in the Grunch Road area.
The Grunch Road area.
Yeah.
That's what I call my vagina.
Just the area.
Yep.
And then another thing, because this is like an ongoing urban legend.
Yeah.
The last thing is Lakeview residents nowadays tell of how they no longer leave their pets in the yard since Hurricane Katrina, as so many Grunches were displaced into the neighborhood. In my Harvey, Louisiana home, so the author of this article, many people tell of seeing them knocking over trash cans and chasing cats to drink their blood. People at first thought they were rabid or mangy, hairless raccoons.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah. So this is a picture of what the Grunch in this one is said to... It's not what the story describes. It's not a sheep centaur at all.
I was literally going to say,
sounds like a rabid raccoon.
Mangy or hairless raccoon.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Knocking over trash cans, chasing cats. That's raccoon behavior.
Yeah. Eating dead dogs.
Yeah, but like a raccoon looks like a raccoon unless it doesn't have hair.
Yeah.
From the mange.
Terrifying. Have you ever seen a bear with no hair? So scary.
It is.
Yeah.
So scary. It's really upsetting. Yeah. I don't like it. Well, this creature... Hot dog, where to begin? This is some manner of
beast.
A very good descriptor. It has a long serpentine tail. It has like lion or panther-like paws.
Yeah.
And kind of like a simian body, maybe. It's got like a somewhere between like a human and a feline body.
Yeah.
Where it's like on all fours. And it has a set of spikes along its spine. It is all green and scaly. And then its head kind of looks like a bobcat. Mm. It has like the far apart black eyes, little like walnut shaped ears. Mm-hmm. And then it has the nose of like a fruit bat that's like turned up.
Yeah, like a snub nose.
Yeah. Fun fact, the reason why fruit bats have their nose turned up like that is so that when they're upside down eating fruit, the fruit juice doesn't go up their nose. Yeah. It goes in between in that little divot in between their nostrils. Cute fun fact. And then it has the mouth of a fucking horrifying like leech or loach or any kind of like a parasitic worm of some kind.
It's like perfectly round. It has like some fangs in there.
It's perfectly round. It's got 2 fangs on the top, 1 fang on the bottom, and it's dripping with blood.
Yeah.
It's a horrifying image.
It's a chupacabra.
It looks like an aquatic chupacabra.
It does. Yeah.
A chupraquatic.
Ooh.
Film directed by Wes Anderson.
That's going to be adorable. I can't wait to see it. Anyway, that's the Grunch.
I don't like that
Go
Grunch.
Girls. You like the one that just throws rocks at cars.
Yeah.
And shows people how they met their mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How I Met Your Mother, but it's narrated by the Grunch.
Well, Max, we fucking did it.
I'm just not over the Grunch.
Nor should you be. Guys, text us all your thoughts about the Grunch. Do you think he's hot? Let us know.
I want a Shape of Water style story where someone goes out to Grunch Lane alone and the Grunch comes to attack them and they're like, no, I came here to see you.
Would you buy a shirt that says Let's Go Grunch? Or Let's Grunch Girls? And maybe it still has the cowboy boots.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or just 2 rocks.
I think I would be more likely to buy a shirt that said the Grunch when the Grunch stole Christmas.
How the Grunch stole Christmas.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know if you would buy that merch.
That kind of does look like those like realistic depictions of cartoon characters of the Grinch.
Yeah, it's green.
It has several other characteristics in common, but yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Max.
Good job, Janey.
Thank you.
That was your story.
I know. Just good job in general for the episode.
Good
job.
job.
If you want more of this, go ahead and sign up for our Patreon. You can get 20 bonus episodes and 1 more each month. And you can also get access to the Discord, which is how you get in touch with us and talk about the Grunch and a bunch of other stuff. It's a really fun community there. Also, go on to our Instagram. I'll post some pictures of the Grunch. Oh, I also have a picture from Haunted by You.
Haunted by You.
Haunted by You.
I do feel like I would be remiss if I didn't mention my favorite
Pages
meme
are all coming out.
Oh, that's a Grunch. It's like a stretched out chimpanzee with ram horns
and his
and
eyes,
a terrifying expression, like he's casting a hex on you.
He looks like he hasn't slept because of all the cocaine.
Yeah. I would be remiss if I didn't mention my favorite meme of all time. Oh, this is the Gunch. Which is a picture of a little dog who's been dyed green.
Let's change that so it says the Grunch.
Yes.
Okay.
We've got 2 cover photos for this episode. So no head. And this is the Grunch.
So join us on Instagram and TikTok. We're both at Sort of the Story. If you go onto Facebook, we're also there at Sort of the Story. We don't check that, but it posts things whenever we post to Instagram. So if you're a Facebook person, go on there. Start a little community. You can talk to people on there.
Yeah. We can't stop you. We probably could, but we won't.
We might. If you get weird.
I mean, if you get weird, absolutely.
Don't get weird.
We'll stick the Gunch on you.
The Grunch is going to get you.
Also, you can email us at sortofthestory@gmail.com.
You can. And please rate and review this podcast. Give us 5 stars, okay? And then in your review, tell us whether or not you think the Grunch is hot. Also, would you fucking bone Biff Bones? What's his name? Buff Bones. Brahms Bones. Would you bone sex? Would you? Have you ever walked a man like a dog? I don't know what else I asked in this episode. Text us by clicking the link and have a wonderful rest of your week.
No.
Yeah. We will
Tell
see
us,
you.
Would you rather bone Brom Bones or
the
Grunch
pepperoni? Or the Grunch?
Me, a boy from the 60s.
Would you bone Max, a boy from the 60s?
Okay, fuck, marry, kill.
Okay.
The Grunch.
Yeah.
Brown Bones.
Yeah.
Tony Pepperoni, me from the 60s who is a boy.
Wait, sorry. There's 4 or you are Tony Pepperoni?
I forgot.
I thought Tony Pepperoni...
No, sorry, I'm Tony Lupacino.
I'm Tony Al Pacino.
Who fucks Tony Pepperoni.
Your name is also Tony in this, so it's a little confusing.
It is confusing.
So, okay, just to clarify, because they are going to have to play this game, you have 4 options.
No, I have 3 options.
Oh, okay. The Grunch, Brahms Bones, and you.
Me, Tony Al Pacino.
Tony Al Pacino, a boy from the 60s.
A gay boy from the 60s.
Okay, who would I fuck, marry, kill? I'd fuck... Oh, this is tough. They're all so attractive. I guess I would fuck the Grunch. I would marry Brown's Bones, and I would fucking murder you. How dare you? You're
there can be only
out
one.
there, and you haven't found me to be my friend yet? What if I'm in the 60s? You're not even looking for me? You get murdered.
We would be best friends if we were boys in the 60s.
We would be best friends in every universe. We would be two mosquitoes flying around our head right now.
Yeah.
That giants are trying to kill. There's a mosquito flying around our heads right now. We've been trying to kill it this entire episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, goodbye. We'll see you next time on Sort of the Story. Have a good week. Goodbye. Tell them goodbye.
No.
Say it.
No.
Okay, say it like the Grunch.
Goodbye.
Walk them like a dog.
I have something for you. We had our power out for like 5 days.
Is it a reminder of the trauma?
Yeah, but we also had like our data was really bad because everyone was trying to use it all at the same time, and nobody had their internet because the Wi-Fi is dependent on,
Yeah, it was awful.
electricity. And I have been painting my room, and it was like blisteringly hot in there, and I needed something to listen to.
Yeah.
And I went onto my Spotify, and it was like, you're offline. And I was like, great, I fucking know. Thank you so much. And it was like, do you want to look at things you've downloaded? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that I had downloaded anything. And what I had downloaded is a couple of sporadic episodes of our podcast.
Yeah.
Which the two of us were in this house alone together in the dead silence. And I was like, that feels a little... It feels worse when you don't have like the hum of AC in the background. It just does feel like I'm listening to us in our house. But one of the things I downloaded like a year and change ago. Because I was like, I've got to remember to listen to this. I can't forget that I want to listen to this. And then I forgot that I wanted to listen to this.
Yeah.
It was an episode of a podcast called 99Q with special guest star Brennan Lee Mulligan. Mm-hmm. And the premise of the podcast is that the interviewer asks the guest 99 questions.
99 cues.
99 Qs, one might say.
I did.
You did. And then the guest gives them 99 A's.
Okay.
Answers.
Oh, yeah.
If you will.
Not asses.
And there were a couple of really good questions on there.
Okay.
Here's one. What is the best gift you've ever received?
I don't know. Okay, I can say my favorite, my first memory of a gift. And it was a big one. I told this on the podcast before. It was Christmas morning. I was in Okinawa, Japan. I came downstairs, and underneath the Christmas tree was a new Barbie Jeep. And I screamed out, Santa got me a car! Then went barreling head first into it. And I don't think I was ever outside of that fucking Barbie Jeep for like a year.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Santa got me a car.
Oh my God, Santa.
That's a really fucking good gift. What's that? I feel like as parents, like that's such a... It's bad news if your kid is like, the best gift I ever received was that time when I was 4 years old. It's like, wow, I've given you a lot of gifts since then. Go fuck yourself.
But in fairness, there is nothing better than a Barbie Jeep.
Oh my God, it was iconic.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I say Barbie Jeep, a wave of nostalgia just like rushes across the nation.
Mm-hmm. My baby brother had a Jurassic Park Jeep.
Hell yeah.
That was just a Barbie Jeep, but black with cool guy
Barbie
stripes on
Jeep,
it.
but boy
Yeah.
coated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what the best gift I've ever received is. And I'm trying to decide between two.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is one of my ex-boyfriends gave me, he was Catholic, I was not, but he gave me the cross of Saint Margaret. No, not Saint Margaret. The cross of
I will say,
Christopher. No.
I'm ex-Catholic. I fucking love the Saint iconography.
Bridget. Saint Bridget.
Saint Bridget's a great one.
Yeah. Which was very meaningful because it was like specifically it was like lost things and like, protection and moving forward boldly and everything like that. It was a very sweet present.
That is. I love
especially
the Saint iconography.
Yeah, especially considering that I am not and never was Catholic. Just like a weirdly sweet thing. The other one is when I moved into my first apartment, my dad got me a little toolkit, just like a little basic tools kit, regular sized tools kit, not like a kid's plastic hammer set. But like
Barbie toolkit.
So it was like a like lavender purple toolkit.
Yeah.
And it came in its own little like lavender tool bag, and it had like a wrench and pliers and like clippers and all kinds of like the basic tools that you need. And they were all like purple and in a matching purple bag.
Yeah.
And it was such a weirdly sweet present because it was utilitarian. And I was like, this is like,
yeah.
My dad had raised me like knowing how to use these things. And it was kind of like, I trust you to use these things out in the world.
Yeah. And also you need these.
And also you need these, and I'm getting them for you.
It's functional.
And this is a weird thing as like a daddy's girl kind of. My dad always raised me to be very like kind of butch a little bit. My dad like taught me how to do like a bunch of like boy stuff, not because he like, I never got the impression that he like wanted me to be a boy, but because he was like, you should not have to rely on a man to do this for you. Which is very, very, very sweet. Yeah. And so in a lot of ways it was like a lot of like the weird things that come from my upbringing are like, oh, like you have to be capable. You have to be able to take care of yourself. And that is, you know, a good thing and a bad thing. But that was like kind of a really significant thing for me, was receiving that. And also he was like, I was at the store and they had them in black, pink, or purple. And I didn't want to get black because I feel like it would be hard to find if you put it in the closet with all of your black clothes. And I didn't want to get pink because you hate pink. So I got you purple. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's
Purple's
good.
perfect. Like Bella, you said purple's cool to your awkward dad.
Purple's cool. Thanks, Dad.
Your dad is not awkward, but I like him in the context of Charlie getting Bella a bedspread. That is very sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that. That's very good.
Long test.